Hi, wrestling fans, and welcome to this week's special holiday New Year's edition of AIWF Ringside Wrestling. I am Mad Matt Carter, along with Commissioner Rick Diesel, Hall of Famers Brian and Reagan Danzig. I trust everyone had a joyful and Merry Christmas.
I did, allegedly.
A great one. Not even allegedly. A perfect Christmas.
Let me tell you, man, my brother-in-law got me this gift. It's very practical. He always figures out a way to get me stuff that's inexpensive, but stuff that I really like and want, right? And right here is an old-fashioned transgender radio. It's solar powered. It's got a crank on the back that you can wind it up to charge it, or you can plug it in like the USB, like I've got here, and it picks up AM, FM, the weather's channels, and some other band of informational channel from the government that I hadn't figured out yet. But it's really,
that's cool. The alleged channel.
That's the alleged channel. Yeah.
Brian got this in his stocking.
Nice. You ordered that from the Crockett Foundation, which means you're helping provide service animals to veterans. Nice job.
Yep. This is just volume 1. I'm hoping to get more. So
yeah, they've got another one called When Wrestling Was Wrestling on that website, but I've still not gotten through my Wahoo McDaniel book, and I've got 2 more Dick Bourne books that I've got to read about the Mid Atlantic territory. So I'm definitely there. Oh,
this one is Ricky Steamboat, Ricky Morton, and Magnum TA.
Oh, cool.
Speaking of books,
hey, Drake Tungsten's books. Body Slams, Beef Jerky, and Beer, right? Is the name of that, available on Amazon. We'll give you a free plug, Drake.
Well, I got to do it every time we talk about books.
Yeah.
Have you finished reading it? Did you ever read it?
Just part about us. I didn't care about none of the rest of it.
Oh.
Did you?
Drake,
don't
don't let him hurt your feelings, Drake. I tried to give him a copy of Wahoo's book last year for Christmas, and he said, I ain't got time to read it. Don't waste your money. So, that was his mentor.
Let me tell you something. Talking about us, if you put it all together, it's almost half the freaking book.
Well, Annie sent me a message. She was watching some China documentary, and apparently you're in the background.
Yeah. It's I think it's the one, I can't remember.
Is it the dark side one or the one that's
I think it's the one they did on like A&E or something like that.
The one that Brad got contacted for and never called him back.
Yeah, because he's in it. They show, it's like the only match outside of WWE they show clips from is the one he had at China and Mount Airy for us. Wow. So I mean, it's like it's us. It's like the Louis Theroux thing. It's us and WCW. Well, it's for matches. It's us and Brad, at WWE. So
I hate that for Brad, because he might have been able to get a payday out of that if he called him back.
Well.
Oh, well, anyway, there's big news breaking in wrestling tonight. As we record, it is December 30th, right after 6:30 p.m. on the East Coast. The preview show for AEW's At World's End, how appropriately named, is just getting underway. And, some allegations have come out. We're going to cover it here because it is big wrestling news involving...
Allegedly.
No, we're going to cover it. There ain't no alleged to it. But here it is. It's Chris Jericho is allegedly,
and SpongeBob.
Where is SpongeBob?
Oh. I guess because she's wearing yellow. I don't know. That sounds very boomer.
So anyway, here, let me make the picture a little bit better for you. It's moving slow, so just bear with me.
That's a very unflattering picture of Jericho.
Well, that was the idea. I found it on one of the websites that is reporting on this story. So evidently, back in 2019, before she was released, Chris Jericho, this is allegedly all what we're saying here, told Kylie Ray that they were going to have several of the boys and girls up to Jericho's room at the hotel, have some drinks, hang out, talk, party, talk shop after the show, which is normal. I mean, when we traveled for the AIWF back in the day, when we had to get hotels, that's what we did, right? I mean,
and the Waffle House.
Yeah. So anyways, Kylie shows up allegedly to Jericho's room There's nobody else in there. He tries to put the moves on her. She gets freaked out and leaves. And
what did he do? Like a sleeper hold or an arm bar?
No, it doesn't say. There's no details that I've been able to find yet that say anything about exactly what level of creepiness he was doing.
Okay.
But then there was
it could have been a top wrist lock.
There was a thing that went out on Twitter by somebody says, this was in 2019. So here's the deal. You don't quit the hottest fed going today, AEW, without reason. I have it from people that know Kylie was asked to go to Chris Jericho's room with the other understanding that others would be there. When she got there, it was just him. He made a pass at her. No other details are given, and she freaked out. And the person that sent out that tweet said there's a history with his accused behavior. This is ISO Wrestling on Twitter. And Kylie Ray put a heart emoji under that tweet. So it's kind of like she's confirming it, I would think.
It does sound.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so the internet has blown up today. There's all kinds of stories going. If you search Chris Jericho or Kylie Ray in Google, all kinds of stuff pop up.
Mm-hmm.
The Sportster has the most recent article after allegations regarding Chris Jericho surface and go viral on social media an hour ago. Earlier this morning, SE Scoops alleged allegation surface regarding Chris Jericho and Kylie Ray, and then it's just on and on, and the internet is just Twitter has gone absolute batshit today.
I don't know who this person is. Nick Houseman, who is that?
He runs a website called House of Wrestling, HAUS of Wrestling.com, and over the last few months has proven to be one of the more reliable sources of all these wrestling websites on the internet. So I would believe something Nick wrote before I would Dave Meltzer these days. So, because Dave Meltzer has proven to be an AEW apologist over the last few years, and you're not helping AEW when you don't report the things that are wrong with it accurately. They're not going to improve if they have a bunch of fucking yes men around. And that's the problem that they've got there now. If you ask me, for what I know, I'm a little independent podcast guy with less
allegedly.
Alleged? No, I actually host this podcast. I'm sitting right here doing it. I don't have to allege.
I think Dean does not understand the correct usage of allegedly.
I think he's throwing it out there just to be on the safe side. So 20 years from now.
Yeah, because the story I saw also said there was something put out in 2020 that says sometimes I stop to wonder how many young women are out there wondering if it's safe to post about Chris Jericho yet.
Yeah, I saw that too. That was
star.
Wasn't that creepy? You want to see something even more creepy that's related to that, Reagan?
What's that?
This is a clip of Tony Khan back in 2019 being asked by a member of the media about Kylie Ray leaving, and just by his body language. Now, I know he was new to TV and stuff back in 2019, but we're going to go to Twitter or X and take a look and listen at this clip and tell me if it doesn't seem like he's oddly acting suspicious here.
Any update on the status of Kylie Ray? She's been a little bit absent.
She's no longer with us. We had so many things going into, so many announcements going into the Battle Royal, but she asked for a release and we granted it. So she called me and asked if she could be released from her contract, and it was pretty simple. I said yeah, and I asked her if everything was okay. And yeah, she.
I don't mean to laugh because it's a very serious thing, but
it's just his reaction.
It's that tie.
No, it's the hand movement, just like.
The wide eyes and the hand movement.
But Tony always looks
very
like
uncomfortable.
Yeah, he always looks like that in his defense.
He always looks like he's getting ready to get hit by a car.
As the only female, yeah.
I always thought he looked like he
just looked suspicious, yeah. But as the only female on the panel,
allegedly.
It's not. I'm not allegedly a female.
I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure out exactly where to put him in.
I have children that
yeah, she's got 2 kids that prove it.
But like the things that you could get away with in the 70s and 80s are not appropriate now. It's just not appropriate.
No.
It's all about power and money. And
Mhm.
if Tony Khan has known that there's this behavior and he's allowed it to go on, to me, that's just as guilty, allegedly, as Chris Jericho.
That's just like Joe Paterno with the Penn State scandal a few years ago with Jerry Sandusky and all that shit. You know that he heard report. Well, we don't know. Joe passed away amidst all that, and I think that probably killed him. But like, if some accuser came to him about Jerry Sandusky, he probably went to Jerry and was like, Jerry, make this go away. I don't want to hear anything about it again. So what does Sandusky do? He makes sure that Coach Paterno doesn't hear about it again, but he keeps doing it. So, you know, and now he's going to be rotting in prison for the rest of his life. Now, I'm not comparing. It's bad. It's not molesting children in the shower of a summer camp.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty damn bad, considering Jericho's married. He's got all this power at AEW. You know, it's just it's not a good look. And
It's the power dynamic is one part of it, and another part is the deceit. It's telling somebody you're inviting them to a party and luring them into your room under false pretenses. And that's just a creep move on its own. And yeah, you just can't do that kind of thing. But you're right, when some people, when they get a lot of fame and power, they think they're untouchable and that they can do whatever they want. And it's just like with any kind of allegations, it needs to be taken seriously and investigated, and whoever's story is the truth, it will come, it will make sense. The one that isn't true won't make sense. And then also, usually, and not always, I'm not saying that you can't just assault one person, but it's rare. It's usually, if you've done something like this to somebody, chances are you've done it to somebody else. And then once the one allegation comes out, then the other people start feeling more comfortable telling their story. And then that's when the floodgates open. And then that's when more accusers come out.
And, you know, to take this to a wrestling, this is kind of very parallel to the Joey Ryan incidents. I know Joey Ryan isn't as big a name as Chris Jericho, but, you know, he was making his way up, you know, the ranks, and the organization that he ran in California was really big in the area. You know, they had a lot of people that would work for them, and, you know, and it's just very similar to that of using your power to make women feel uncomfortable enough that they'll sleep with you to keep their jobs, you know, and you know, people's going to say this, that, and that. They're going to say, oh, well, he didn't do anything. He just tried to hit on her. Well, you can't hit on your subordinates. Like, you just can't. It's inappropriate.
Right. And again, there's the added layer of the deceit. If what they're saying is true, he lured her into his room under false pretenses. So, you know, that's another layer of the of the creepiness.
Pretty common knowledge that Jericho was on the side of the people in AEW trying to sabotage CM Punk. I mean, it's clear in what he said, and he associates with the Bucks. CM Punk doesn't make a lot of noise on social media, but he put up a post today with no comment on Instagram, and here it is. And I'll share it with you. And yeah. So for those of you who can't, that's a dead rat.
Yeah. And, you know, and Ghazi is on there, our women's champion. She makes the thing that Jericho, he did wrong. I mean, that's terrible. But like, like I said before, if Tony Khan if he has this little control over his locker room, what the hell else is going on? Like, what else is going to come out? I mean, he has no control. He is letting what do you call it?
The inmates
run the asylum.
Yeah.
And what else is happening there? I mean,
That's no telling.
It is, and I've said this in the past that he runs this like a promoter who got his money at the lot, either from the lottery or from their taxes. Like, he runs his organization like a shitty, like crappy indie where the promoter has all the, the power, and he lets his buddies run the locker room, and he just, I don't know. It's just, and what's so bad about it is, like, it's hard for people to reconcile that they are a fan of somebody who is a monster. So their first instinct is to say, well, blah, 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 he couldn't have done that. He couldn't have done that.
Right. I like the way he wrestles. He can't be a bad person.
I mean,
well, both things can be true.
Never meet your heroes. That's the best advice for you young people out there. Never meet your heroes. Like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, right? Do you think I would ever go meet him on purpose, intentionally now? No, because I hear he's an asshole, and he might be changed man, but like, but I appreciate the way he treats Andre Chase. He's prominently featured on their television show every week. Go, Andre, you can beat this gambling problem. I know you can. I believe in you, Andre. I've known you for a long time. You can do this. But I don't want to meet him. Never meet your heroes. It's just, it's never worked out well for me. Jimmy Valiant and Ricky Morton and Buddy Landell are exceptions. But that's all I'll say. Rick Diesel, you've been kind of quiet during all this. What's your 2 cents on here from the promoter's side of things?
Well, you know me. I ask the questions the people in the shadows ask. Because I always look at things from a different perspective. And my perspective is, if it was as bad as everybody's saying, why has she not said anything in 4 years? Why did somebody else have to dig it up? Why didn't she make a big deal? Hey, I'm just asking questions, sir. People I don't watch it.
It's a good point.
Can I say as a woman? As a woman who was in the wrestling business in the early 2000s, there were things that were said to me that in the beginning I would not have told anybody that they said to me, because I was wanting to not be the whiny woman in the dressing room. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's.
I get that.
Huh?
I get that. But she left the company. What was stopping her from saying anything?
Nobody would believe her, because she
and it was in a hotel room. It wasn't in the dressing room.
She was and they would say, oh, she's just doing that because she's a disgruntled employee. Now she's married and I think she's pregnant now. So why put her husband through that?
She's not the one that brought it up. She's not.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying that's what gives me some legitimacy. She was freaked out enough to know that Chris Jericho is very powerful. She probably believed that he was somebody who could ruin her wrestling career with a snap of his fingers.
Did she have a wrestling career after she left?
I don't know.
I mean,
did she have a wrestling career? What did she do after she left AEW?
Maybe this ruined her on wrestling.
I'll have to look. Look at this. See this. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
I was going to say that Chris Jericho, who knows if he's going to stay in AEW? What if he goes back to? What if she wanted to go to WWE or TNA, and he goes and he follows her there, and then he, it's I mean, for a woman to make to come out when these things, that's why it's so hard for that's why I was talking about the floodgates opening. Nobody wants to be the first one to make the allegations on this beloved superstar that people idolize, and look up to, because they know the first thing people are going to say, there's still a big population that will attack the victim.
So what did he do to her?
But it's not, okay, so it hasn't said yet, but what I'm saying then, he might not have done anything but hit on her. Yes.
So that's like something that could happen in a bar.
No,
Yeah, but he lured her
no,
to
it
his
couldn't.
hotel room. He lured her to his
because
hotel
he is
room.
in a
You
position.
didn't have to go.
Okay, okay. So
Hey, I'm just playing
but-
devil's advocate.
but you're
Allegedly.
these
All right,
things
hang on,
saying-
hang on, time out. I want you guys to look at this. This is another strange piece of evidence here. This is a account that I follow that I recommend everybody follow on Twitter or X. It's called Vince McMahon's Thoughts. It's hilarious, right? But when something like this happens, he's all over it and will dig up old tweets. Look at this. Tony Khan from November 18th, 2019. No one is safe. Sounds like a plane full of wrestlers in Saudi Arabia. They're trying to make a joke about something. This guy, John Ferris, comes by letting your drunk wrestler Jimmy Havoc beat up one of your commentators at a restaurant and letting him go scot-free. He's talking about Excalibur. Excalibur kicked his ass in that fight, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. And Kylie Ray getting sexual advances from Jericho. Wow, imagine if that came out to be true. TNT instant cancellation AEW Dynamite. That was in 2019, and that's 4 years ago. It seems like this was known. So
I mean, I know what you're doing, Rick, but those are the things that people say that keep women from coming out, because nobody believes a woman. Now, am I saying every single story is true? No. But you also have to think about, you're in a position, none of this rape, none of this sexual assault, none of this is about the actual, it's the power trip. It's about the power. Chris Jericho had the power. He lied to her and then said, hey, we're having a party in my room, a bunch of guys and all the girls and gals and guys, and we're going to, have fun. And yeah, so why wouldn't you go up there if you think everybody's going to be there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not? I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Well, don't get me wrong. I've thought for a long time Chris Jericho was a creepy old man. But I'm just, like I said, I want to ask the questions that there's people out there that's asking, that's going, everybody's just piling on Jericho. How come there's not been any allegations of him when his band's on tour?
Maybe there will be.
Nah. Who knows?
Again,
We'll see.
Like I said, it's that nobody wants to be the first one to come out. That's why you see when the first one comes out, that's when the others.
Now, you said that, Matt, that the one you read just a minute ago where it said something about Jericho's sexual advances toward Kylie Ray was in 2019.
Yeah, that tweet came out.
How come she didn't agree with it then?
That's a good point.
Because
women
women don't.
say she had her opportunity then. I'm just wondering if everybody's piling on Jericho because of Cornette.
Listen, as a woman,
Probably got a
there's
lot to do with it.
There's things that happened in my life in the past that I would never tell anybody. Never.
Oh, there's things happen in my life as a
Never.
man.
And it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, and there's a lot of women. It's like there's women, they say if you've never met a woman who hasn't been assaulted in some way, they're just not telling you. It's this. There's been a lot of advancement over the years with the way women are treated, but there's still the overall dynamic of men are in control.
If he done allegedly, I learned that word just before the show started. If he done it, you want me to tell you why I think he done it?
Because he's trying to get laid? No.
I think he done it because while he's on tour with the band, it's a lot easier. It's been very successful. So he thinks, if I can do it there, I can do it here.
Well, and that's the
Problem
thing.
is, Kylie Ray's not a groupie.
Exactly. See, that's the thing. That's the power dynamic thing.
Right.
Even in AEW, there are rats who would be lined up around the building who would want to go into Jericho's room. And he knows that. He
Right.
doesn't want them because that's too easy.
That's too
He
easy.
wants a wrestler. He wants somebody who's within the company. That's a challenge.
Or he has a cheerleader fetish. Allegedly.
Could be a little both.
I mean,
Could
I
be.
just,
Hey,
yeah, that's
all right, first off, before Reagan's glasses fog up anymore, I'm not taking up for Jericho.
Yeah, we
I'm
don't
just
know.
playing devil's advocate here because that's what I do.
just as a woman who is in the business, there are things that were said or done to, and I'm not saying anything like this, nothing like that, but I'm saying there's things that happened to me that I would never talk about, except with Brian and maybe my friends, because it's me against them. And I'm not saying I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying this was something very mundane that happened. Like it wasn't nothing like that. But there's one thing that's popping in my head that happened that I just wouldn't talk about. I wouldn't tell anybody. I wouldn't, and especially back then, being somebody who was trying to even though it's the AIWF, even though it's a small, I'm not talking shit about the AIWF, but what I'm saying is, even with an independent in North Carolina, I wouldn't have made a big deal about it because I wanted to wrestle. I wanted to be seen as an equal. I didn't want people to be like, oh, there's Reagan. We can't have fun when Reagan's around. And there were also things that happened that were fine, that I was fine with. Yeah, it's about the intent and it's about the person. If you're not fine with it and you're uncomfortable with it, then Jericho doesn't need to do it.
Well, if it also turns out that it's a pattern, that he needs to go now immediately. If it turns out to be that, because
it's just a weird the way things happened over the last week with him sending out that tweet, yelling at Stephen P. New at 4 a.m. on Christmas morning, and the way that whole thing that Cornette and Brian Last covered on their emergency Christmas podcast, and then this happens. It's just, I know
it's almost like everybody's piling on him because they see they see an opportunity.
Yeah, it does. And so I'll be interested because I can tell you, if Stephen P. New got and I'm giving, this is free plugs for Stephen, but I'm not going to give his number. You can look him up. But if he got CM Punk and Ace Steel, allegedly quite a healthy chunk of money from AEW and along with those NDAs, if there's any truth to this, I think they're probably gonna, she will be able to sue. He's gonna really want to do that. He's an advocate lawyer. So, he took on the state of West Virginia, because of all the babies that were born addicted to painkillers. He sued the drug companies. He's a very, and very advocate type lawyer. So if he thinks that there's some money can be made, just like most lawyers, then there's some evidence to back it up.
And what happens if they made her sign an NDA?
Yeah, who knows? And NDAs, I understand, are hard to get around. So
yeah,
do they have statute of limitations on them?
Nope.
They don't run out?
Nope.
The old PN News couldn't do nothing for it.
No, not at all. But anyway,
right, this is depressing. We need to.
Anyway, so let's move on to something more pleasant. I got it queued up right here. We're going to use the AIWF Network and do another watch along. Though we're going to do something a little more modern.
Jericho. Allegedly.
Let me see. I lost the tweet. There's somebody that sent out a tweet that was real funny about giving him new nicknames related to this. The Ayatollah Fuckahola and just a couple of different names. It was real funny. I can't find it. Let's see. All right, so we head to the AIWF Network, and here we go. This is Fright Night 20.
This was only a month ago.
Yeah.
What? Fright Night?
Yeah, it's
No.
October.
October 28th?
That's 2 months.
Oh yeah, 2 months.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Nice intro, Rick Diesel.
I do really like that.
Yeah. And Reagan,
Tim Dolan helped me come up with that years ago. I've used it before.
yeah, I love that thing. I've seen it before too.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
This
When
is my
when it's doing the when the animation's in on it, it's smoke coming out of it and everything. So it's pretty cool.
yeah. Casket match. Yeah, I love the smoke coming out of the skull. That's
Yeah.
nice. And you can see this, folks, on YouTube, absolutely free of charge. AIWF Network.
Speaking of the AIWF Network, there's a new group on there now, and in talks with a couple of more. So,
Yeah, there's an effort to. Can we go ahead and talk about this publicly about the Roku?
yeah, go ahead, because I'll be honest with you, the AIWF Network. The reason that we got the YouTube channel is because there was a chance that the Roku channel, it was going away. But now there's a I guess a campaign or whatever out to try to save it. So, but from some of the members, so we're gonna see how that plays out in the next couple of months.
Yeah, and so we got what UPW is one of them.
Yes.
Promotion,
and there's a couple of more talking to me, and there's actually somebody who's talking about advertising on it as well. So.
we'll see.
Oh, we'll see what happens. I mean, it.
Did
like
I see
said,
Brian Danzig in the ring doing the ring announcing
We did.
in a very cool looking suit? I didn't really get a good look at it, but maybe we'll see it soon.
Yeah, it's my spiderweb suit.
Nice.
And to
It
break
was
it out for
Spider-Man.
Fright Night.
No, but that camera work is making me a little nauseous right there. I couldn't get, it was so dark, we couldn't get, like,
Woo, Tim, goodness sakes, you're up his nose. Zoom out, my man.
who was that you running the camera, Rick?
No,
Oh,
remember, I was in the concession stand.
Oh, that's right.
That's Tim Stone right there. I just guess it was so dark.
I did not see this show until editing.
It's really hard to kind of explain what's going on when you're doing the production, like, and I'm back there doing the switcher. It's very hard when the lights go out like this to be able to, one, focus on anything, and two, to see what's going on. That's the only thing. And I wish it had come out better, because, like, is this the Aaron Wilson match?
Yeah.
His mask and stuff is fantastic.
Mhm.
Like, it looks so good, and I wish I had been able to do it justice. But hey, that's one of those things, you need to come to the show to see stuff.
Exactly.
Like that. But yeah, it's just really hard, to
And he's dressed like Freddy Krueger. Look, he's got Freddy's shirt on.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, because it's one of those things. It was a really cool effect for the live audience there, but yeah, it just doesn't translate well for camera.
and that's why the lower third is there in the middle of that. So
Hey,
not in his entrance.
hey, Tim, let me give you a little bit of advice, buddy, just from years of experience. If you got to move around like that, zoom out, and it will help mask your movements a little bit better.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I think that's the problem. He's zoomed in right there. I do believe.
Yeah, he's zoomed in too far.
I don't know.
No, you don't need to zoom in. Always when you're doing camera work, it's best to keep the thing zoomed out as far as you can.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's me.
There you
I
go,
remember
Timmy
exactly
boy.
what I said. I said, zoom out. Zoom out.
That's why, if you'll notice, when I fill in for camera work, I get my big old long stick so I can,
yeah, put the camera where it needs to go. There's Jeff
But the only
Paul.
problem is you run like a crazy person, and I have to, like,
tell me to slow
Make it
down or
real
we'll have a heart
fast.
attack. Yeah.
Well, here comes Jeff Paul into the ring to take
Jeff
on-
Paul is becoming quite the indie star in the Southeast.
Yeah.
Around the Virginia, West
Mhm.
Virginia, North Carolina area. He is actually becoming very active.
He's
as of late.
he's one of those guys that you know, like as an independent, unbiased journalist, you have to, I'm a little critical of his tactics. Brian, you looking good, man, for
I like them goggles, man.
yes.
That's why I had to get in the ring for the announcement. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Jeff Paul does know what to say to piss off that crowd in Mount Airy.
Mhm.
He needs to get up with that what's he called? The liberal wrestler guy. That wears
Oh
the blue
God.
shirt.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
They would cause a riot.
They would cause a riot.
Or the progressive liberal would sell your house.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think he's in real estate now.
Is
I
he?
think now that he's finally got old Duflocci out there off his coattail a little bit.
Remind
I don't know.
everybody
I've never-
again who y'all are talking about. The name
The
of the wrestler.
progressive liberal, he wrestles out of West Virginia. His gimmick was that he's a huge Hillary supporter, so he comes out in like a Hillary shirt with her picture all over it
Yeah.
and stuff. And the people in West Virginia hate him, to say the least. Now that worked out, thank goodness.
Sin Crowley and Jeff Flowers. What do they call themselves? Whiskey.
Sinister whiskey.
Sinister whiskey. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say whiskey does sometimes get sinister on me.
Hey, you know, so speaking of Sin Crowley,
Jeez, this is making me look bad.
no, it looks fine. I mean, it's, you know, normal for us. It actually looks pretty good. Them coming.
I'm talking about all that weird, that camera work.
Well, you know,
And I think the video's choppy, maybe because we got it blew up. I'm not sure.
yeah, it is. It's because I'm playing it here and it's coming across the internet and it's going to be choppy, you know,
I
because
got you.
it's HD, so you notice it more when you're transmitting it over the internet. When we watch old stuff, it looks pretty good. I'm hoping YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm hoping YouTube will be able to clean it up with their algorithm, but I doubt it. Usually with HD videos, it's real hard when you're streaming. It's
But
always
you don't
gonna be
want to
choppy.
just put it on there not in HD.
Yeah, I know. I mean, because it looks terrible these days if it's not in HD. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got the ability.
Ugh.
Yeah, if you're and
I'm
because
not
of
gonna be able to watch this because it's stressing me out with these. I try my best I try to switch cameras anytime somebody starts slinging a camera around.
no, it looks fine on this end, Reagan.
Yeah, you're fine, but you notice it because you've got very critical of your own work now. You're your own worst critic.
That's right. As well, you should be. You should always be that way.
Because
Yeah.
I want it to look good. I mean, I want it to first of all look good for us, but also not make the crowd sit or the people watching at home nauseous because the camera's running around. But
And-
I love Tim. Tim works really hard for me. He's worked really hard and done a lot with that camera, and he's learned a lot. When I first started working with him,
He's 50 times better.
Yeah,
He
he
is
follows
50
my
times better
directions.
now.
I mean, he does what I say. I'm sure he responds well to a strong female.
Yeah, he has been trained.
Lord have mercy.
Oh Lord. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh my Lord, I gotta go get a drink.
All right, so now getting ready to get started with the AIWF Mid Atlantic Tag Team Championship. Speaking of Sin Crowley, let me give a shout out to our friends over at Pure Pro Wrestling out of Danville, Virginia. They have finally brought wrestling back to Henry County. So congratulations to them. They ran Horse Pasture Fire Department last night. So
That's a good building. We used to run that building
yeah. So
a few years ago.
So being as that I'm hometown there, and you know, we're just not able to run there anymore. I'm glad they are, and because there are some wrestling fans in Henry County, and I'm glad they've got something back. So the wrestling is not as bountiful in Virginia as it is here, like you and I, Rick Diesel, were talking about earlier in the week around the Charlotte area, where you can go 50 miles in any direction on Saturday night and find an independent wrestling show.
the bureaucracy in Virginia is strangling the wrestling out.
Yeah.
And like I've always said, I don't think there should be a commission on wrestling shows. I think there should be regulations on wrestling schools, and that'll make this business better.
I agree. Like it's just not the same thing as boxing.
No, it's not. That they don't regulate community theater. They shouldn't regulate wrestling.
Well, you understand though why like the commission got so strict in Kentucky because of the Ian Rotten's promotion in the early 2000s, where they were doing all that hardcore shit and cutting each other up with light bulbs and stuff like that. And I think when you go to a government that has established commission and say, we don't need this, then they'll point to that. You know, they'll point to
But did they stop it? Or did they just say, hey, you can still do it as long as you give us money?
No, they shut it down, man. And they made it almost impossible to run wrestling shows in Kentucky if you're not WWE or AEW. Because
I remember that now.
The fees are so exorbitant.
The thing is, though, I think at a certain point, do you need a commission to say you can't get in a ring and slice each other up with light bulbs? It seems like that could just fall under some kind of already existing law, maybe. I don't know. It just seems like you don't need an athletic commission to stop something as extreme as that.
I don't know, because it still happens. I mean, you go on the internet, you can look around, you can find people still going through broken glass and landing on nails and doing all kinds of that dumb hardcore stuff.
I mean,
and I'm not calling all hardcore stuff dumb. If it's done right, it can be done
right.
But look,
I think the hanging light bulbs above the freaking ring and putting a damn bundle of light bulbs together is stupid. It's stupid, it's pointless, and it don't do nothing to tell stories.
And it's dangerous as fuck.
Yeah, it's
not only to the wrestlers, but to the people around the ring.
Yeah, because do you remember the time the Drive Brothers came to that show in Wentworth and busted those light bulbs and the freaking powder went all over the building?
I do remember that.
Yes. Yeah.
That was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that.
Yep. But it happened with all of us sitting there.
I remember that now. Do you
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
But see, like, I think what they don't realize is when I'm going to assume, I don't know. I wonder if like the bigger organizations like put powder in them and not that poison. Like, are they able?
How do you do that though?
I don't know. I'm like, can you get them made if you're WW or AEW, whatever?
Now they might get props.
Yeah, but AEW, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do a light bulb spot in AEW, and they damn sure hadn't done it in WWE.
I guess I'm just thinking of Moxley, but I guess he did that other places. Never mind.
Yeah, he did the light bulbs and the skewers in the head, which seems to be getting popular around the indies, and I hope I never see in Mid Atlantic as those damn.
I done
had them.
Yeah, we've already done it.
We did it. I like that because it's pretty I don't know.
Well,
it's not that bad.
The thing, but here's the thing. I'm always thinking about, God, as I get older, I'm always thinking about the money aspect of it. Rick Diesel, here we go again, right? While it's getting tighter. When you do stuff like that, right? It really, really, really does a lot to scare off sponsors or potential sponsors. Because if you're sitting there, hey, Jan's Drive-In in Mount Airy, wants to is looking to get some cheap advertising. Hey, well, we offer this thing for $10 or $20 a month. We're the cheapest advertising in town. And they're like, great. And they come to one of these shows and see barbecue skewers go in somebody's head, or forgive me for saying this, Brian, but it's a true example, or tie staple money to Brian's head. Friendly little family type restaurant, that's probably going to scare him away.
I don't think a friendly little restaurant's going to do wrestling anyway.
Right.
They might. I mean,
we got King's Hot Dogs.
Yeah, but King's Hot Dogs is an exception, man. They're wrestling fans. They love wrestling. But like McDonald's, for example, they sponsor WWE, but you would never see them on like GCW.
Well, I'll also say something else in that line too. Kind of going to where what we're talking about here, Combat Zone. You see pictures. It seemed like they had a show. They're having a show tonight, or they've just had one recently that somebody took a picture before the show started. Wasn't no fans in the building yet, or very few. They'd just opened the gates or hadn't opened them yet. And they had like 60 chairs set up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know,
yeah,
they're suffering.
and they do all kinds of hardcore shit, right? That's
right. Combat Zone is they're very kind of crazy, but you know they'll set up 2 rows of chairs around the ring, 2 or 3 rows of chairs, and that's where Moxley come from, right?
I think so. Or GCW.
Did he go through there?
No, he was CCW.
Was he?
Yes. Or he did some stuff with Combat Zone.
Yeah.
But like, okay. So what were you gonna say about the sticks?
Well, no, I was just going to say you're right. When you're wanting to go on TV and you're wanting to attract advertisers, you do need to tone it down.
Right.
And so, you know, and so that's a kind of a trade-off that you have to do. So if you want to do the extreme hardcore stuff, if you want to have the language, you know, that's fine. You want to be cool and underground, that's fine. But yeah, you're right. There are some sponsors who aren't going to go for that. So it's, you know, it's just that kind of thing. You have to make those adjustments.
I mean, okay, I'm just gonna say this. I think people would have more of a problem with somebody eating dog food off somebody's chest and feet than they would with hardcore. That's more offensive to, I think, than the hardcore wrestling.
I don't know that. Well, yeah, because I remember when Louis Theroux was doing the documentary with us, and we were talking about the Mount Airy TV show, and we were talking about, I don't know how the subject came up, but we were talking about the language that we could use, and we were like, we have to be careful with the language that we use, or we can't air it. And he just looked at me really, really weird, and he was like, so this TV show, this TV station, they'll show you setting each other on fire and wrapping each other up in barbed wire and all of that, but they won't show you saying curse words. And I was like, yeah, that is kind of messed up, isn't it? But yeah, it's just how it's been.
Yeah, but you know, it's weird. The standards are different in the UK.
Mhm.
Martin told me when Martin was here, Poison, if you're out there watching, Martin, hey, how you doing, buddy? But when Martin was here, he was telling me how like it was weird because in this country, if you drop a F-bomb or, you know, say shit or something, it's looser now than it was when he was here. But you can do it late at night. You can get away with more. But over there, if you call something a bloody anything on TV, like, you bloody bastard. If you said that to somebody on TV over there, you could get fined. Right? If you call it, you saying anything is bloody anything in the UK is like swearing. Yeah.
I think we've had this conversation before about Martin when he asked for cigarettes that time. And I'm not even gonna say, please don't say what he said.
I already did.
But it's not offensive there, though.
No, it's not.
And that's the thing. It's like, I want to move to Ireland so I can say the C word all the time. They say the C word all the time.
But Ricky
Like
Gervais
cabbage?
says it too.
What's that about cabbage?
No, I'm not gonna say it around mixed ears.
I'm not going to say it. Yeah, I don't want to say it because it might trip an algorithm and I have to write a long explanation.
Hey, I've learned.
Cabbage.
Yeah, cabbage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one of our favorite TikTokers, he does a food review, and he just throws that word around like it's, like it's nothing.
Yeah.
But it's
Well, it is food review.
Gotcha.
Man, why
like,
can't you say cabbage?
Fresh fish special on Fridays. Oh my God.
Fish and cabbage.
Dude, that's even worse. To call it cabbage, I'd rather be called fish. But like, with never mind. My favorite wrestler is now doing hardcore with GCW. And I'm not going to say names. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. My favorite indie old guy is now doing hardcore for Game Changer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, who when we were doing it, it was the scourge of wrestling, and it was awful. But now that he's making money doing it, it's all of a sudden it's okay.
Okay, yeah. It's
well,
okay
who is
now.
this person? Y'all can't leave us hanging
It's
like
George
that.
South.
Okay.
Oh,
George
South is on GCW.
I'm trying to be politically correct.
I don't care.
We have a lot of people who love him. So.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. And again, like you said, maybe he's changed, but when we worked with him years ago, he was an asshole.
And when we were at that show, it was Brian, Malcolm, Kevin, a couple of other people, and me and Rick were in the crowd. And you remember this? He was sitting back at his gimmick table talking shit about us. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because we're doing that hardcore stuff. Ain't no reason to do that. That's just stupid. That's how you end your career.
I stayed away from George back in those days because I had heard the reports of him being an asshole. Again, goes back to never meet your heroes. But I don't know if I'd call George a hero of mine. But when I came back in 2014, and he worked several shows with us at the Armory back in those days. 14, 15, 16, right, Rick Diesel?
Yeah. Yeah,
he was a complete gentleman and was friendly to me and answered my questions, And
like I said, maybe he's mellowed out. Maybe, and I would love it. I'm glad that he has. I mean, I shouldn't hold grudges that are 16 years old, but or 20 years old. But like I say all the time, maybe he's changed. But I am saying though, for somebody who talks shit about hardcore wrestling, that's now his gimmick. More power to him for evolving. Everybody evolves and everybody can change. So there's I'm nice. I don't remember who this guy was in the hoodie.
I can't remember either. He's wrestled with us before though, I believe.
Yeah. He's part of the Jeff Paul World Order.
Is that still a thing?
Yes.
Okay. Wait. Oh no, it's
just different people in it now, right?
Different people, because that paparazzi turned on him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, boop on the head, Jeff. Oh no, poor Jeff.
Oh no, what's going on?
Some of this.
All right now.
NC Blue alert.
What is a blue alert?
Breaking news here. We got a NC Blue alert breaking if you're watching on Facebook. They are looking for a black Chevrolet Equinox, license tag KKA 4332. It doesn't say what to do, but it's an emergency alert.
I would say call
your local police.
Blue alert.
No, that's a silver alert.
Yeah, that's when us old people get lost.
Yeah.
What's a blue alert?
I don't know. Somebody Google it real quick.
Somebody got their porn stash stolen.
Oh Lord.
What is a blue alert? Is activated when a violent attack on a law enforcement officer has occurred. Holy
wow.
shit.
Oh, that makes sense.
The suspect I've never heard of this.
All right, so again, they're looking
in fucking Colfax.
They're looking for that's your neck of the woods.
It is.
That's they're looking for
officer shot and killed.
Oh
Good
Lord.
God.
Oh man, that's kind of bummer news. But look, they're looking for a black Chevrolet Equinox, license number KKA 4332. If you see this person, I would say that they're armed and dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Call local law enforcement
at this point.
Yeah, do not try to confront them. And if I was anywhere in the triad like area right now, Winston, Greensboro, High Point, or any of the suburbs, I'd get the hell off the road.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really, yeah, because law enforcement's going to be, if they murdered a cop, then it's going to be a full scale
It's
war.
gonna be a full-on assault. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
Lord. Well, now we've talked about two bummer things.
Yeah.
Thanks for everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
So who is this? This
This
is
is Buddy Flowers. I can see by the marijuana leaf on the top of the screen there.
I've got to do something about this entrance shit recording.
Why? It looks fine to me.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That right there's another kid that's taken off here
Oh
recently.
my
Yes.
God, he is blown up. He is so he's so good with the crowd. He's so good in the ring. He has such a good personality. He's a super nice guy. Like I hope he goes far, and I think he will go far.
I think he will too. It just does not give me much hope for the future of America to have a bunch of children singing Afro Man just because I get high.
Well, it is Mount Airy.
Yeah.
Well,
We're on
that he's going to have to put on some weight. He needs to hit the gym. That's going to hold him back. It'll do him okay in the indies, you know, on the indie level. But if he ever wants to go further, he's going to have to put on 10 or 15, 20 pounds and mostly, you know, muscle and definition. And
Right.
he'll be
Well,
fine. He seems to be on the right track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the definition. He just needs more muscle mass.
Yes.
If he can just add, you know, you can see he's in really good shape, but yeah, you're right. He does need more
But
muscle.
he's not as skinny as Pretty Boy Lane.
No.
Pretty Boy Lane looks, you can see his ribs.
Oh Lord.
And as a fat person, I'm sorry, but yeah.
Well, Buddy Flowers
More
had
Pretty Boy Lane. I know, right?
Singing in his ribs.
Hey, Lane stays real busy. That's why he's so thin. I mean, he's busy bee.
this was so funny.
This was good.
Yeah.
And he did such a
Oh,
good
it's
job.
Seth Clayton Burns.
He did.
Yeah, because he's taking credit for running Caden Pierre out of wrestling.
Mhm.
You know, so
I think he's also taking credit for taking his gear. So
He might be because
apparently,
where
as
to
we
get
can see right here, it looks like he does have his gear.
that? Exactly. He might have. This might be a video confession.
oh Lord.
Caden Pierre might be able to use this in a court of law.
Yeah.
Wow. Y'all want to listen to what he's got to say?
You know, the stalker was on Judge Mathis.
Yeah.
Do you
Y'all want
remember?
Mhm.
It was
Yes.
him and Johnny Fairplay, and they were being sued by somebody for something.
Or were they
remember
They
that.
suing each other. I don't know. But if you look, you can find if you look up Judge Mathis and Johnny Fairplay, you will see the stalker in all his glory on that also.
8 days, no man could beat me except for one. And that name was Seth Clayton Burns.
He's got the invitation down, man.
Yes, he is. He's spot on.
Y'all believe me for a minute. Y'all thought I was Caden, didn't you? Not for a second. Times am I gonna have to tell you Caden Pierre is never coming back. I retired him, and now tonight, the odyssey of the real greatest cruiserweight.
What are they saying?
Caden. They're chanting for Caden.
Oh,
As of right now, it looks like he's right. Caden hasn't been back these last couple of months.
yeah.
We just have to wait and see if he answers the call.
Yeah. So that red carpet can only mean one thing. Good old Case and Kane.
Poor guy having to roll out his own red carpet. Gotta hate it for him.
Lane was there to help him.
Yeah.
Ribs and all.
Is he wearing a dodgeball?
Yeah, he's wearing Average Joe's.
Yes. Oh,
But he's a bad guy. He doesn't need to be Average Joe's. He needs to be the Ben Stiller one, the Cobras. Is that what they were?
yeah. I can't remember what they're. Oh, man, Buddy Flowers. Did you see that? He just punched Cason right in the face. I mean, ooh, man, he's throwing live rounds. Cason probably had to see a dentist Monday morning after that. Goes after Lane, knocks him on his rear end. So is this supposed to be like a 3-way ladder match or something?
No, it's just supposed to be a ladder match between Kane and
Casey and Buddy.
right, but he was just after Pretty Boy Lane for turning his back on him. He's still mad about that.
Well, he should be.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. I don't blame him one bit.
Pretty Boy Lane. Let's just be honest. For
This
all of
looks
his,
good.
oh,
Look at that.
nice. He was off to.
Some
off to
kid
the
almost
left a
knocked
little
him off though. Probably Justin Flash's kid.
bit. Probably no. Justin Flash's kid's not bad. Although I think that he was like traumatized by Rhea Ripley at Monday Night Raw in Greensboro. So
Yeah, but that was
I
internet
remember
famous,
that.
so that was good.
yeah, Rhea even used his screaming face as her profile pic for a while on Twitter. I
Yeah.
understand. Speaking of stuff in WWE, did you guys see where they drew over 15,000 people in Madison Square Garden the day after Christmas? To see CM Punk go up against Dominic Mysterio was one of the matches on that card. The match leaked out onto the internet. It was nothing special. It was a good house show match, but that's incredible to me. The way that they're drawing right now since Triple H took over. It's like everybody, like all the old time hardcore wrestling fans have been waiting for the day that Vince is not in control anymore and Triple H takes it, and they just want to throw their freaking money at it. Yes. Yeah. Which I'll admit the TV shows have gotten better. And not, I know we're talking about Mid Atlantic here, but let me just say, guys, you need to tune in WWE TV this week. It's going to be pretty awesome on both shows.
Oh,
Yeah, ladder to the balls. Is there any way that you hit a ladder? Any way possible that you hit it that you don't slam your balls if you're a guy? Because it seems like no matter what
Buddy
you do,
Flowers, in Buddy Flowers' case, it'd be his ball joint.
It's like, but
you try to turn yourself around to where you hit it with your back.
Uh-huh.
The worst thing, I mean, it hurts getting hit with your back, but it hurts worse going in face first.
Yeah, I
Well,
imagine.
and depending on your age, turning around and hitting with your back ain't gonna necessarily protect your balls.
Yeah. Good point. Good
I
point.
don't think it hurt. Okay, you want to hear my conspiracy theory?
Well,
I don't think it hurts you guys as much as you say it does. I think it's a lie. I think it's not true. I think if you get hit in the balls, it doesn't hurt that bad, and you're just doing it to make people feel bad.
It depends on how.
It is a conspiracy between all men that we all say that it hurts really bad.
And all men can throw up on demand.
Yeah. And that's why the NFL requires cups. Like if you're not wearing a cup, you cannot come out on the field.
Well,
It depends, Reagan. If you get caught square in both of them at the same time from an underneath position, driving upward at a high rate of speed, it's going to fuck you up for several minutes. There's grades of it.
I also think
there's times grazed nuts can be pretty bad.
Oh, have you ever sat on your balls? That really hurts too. Like when you go to sit down too fast.
Not in like a week or so.
He stopped himself.
That's why
This was a really good match. They were matched really well. Like
I agree with Reagan. Let's get back to the show.
Well, I mean, my question to Brian was a wrestling related question.
Yeah, it was. And then I'm the one that brought up the conspiracy theory. So this is my fault.
Case and face first. And these ladder matches, especially as I get older, when I watch them in person, they're not so bad on TV. They still make me squirm. But man, when I'm there in person and these guys have these ladder matches, man, it just makes my skin crawl every time they fall.
Listening to the ladder slap together when somebody hits it, is a great effect.
Speaking of balls,
my thing about that I worry about with ladder matches is very weird and mother-like. I'm afraid someone's gonna get their finger chopped off.
Off the ladder when it closes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's a real possibility.
It is.
I don't think we've seen it happen in this country, but I bet you it's happened in Japan at least once.
Speaking of Asian wrestlers, Killer Khan died today.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, Killer Khan, yes. I thought I said Killer Kyle for a minute, and I was like, that's not right.
Is Killer Kyle still with us?
That I don't know. He's one of those people that don't have a Wikipedia.
No.
Well,
I don't think. Unless
that gimmick should have died.
Well, you know why Cornette had to stop using him? Because he was trying to get him over as a star in Smoky Mountain, and he kept going down and doing jobs for WCW, you know, and wearing the same gear. And so that's why Cornette had to stop using him. Because
who was the wrestler Cornette used? I think they'd done a Dark Side episode on him. That was the biker from Canada.
Bruiser Bedlam, the one that ended up in
okay,
prison. Yeah.
look at that crotch chop. I do enjoy
Oh.
it. That was a beautiful elbow. I'm surprised people didn't get mad about that crotch chop. So
Well, anybody that knows their wrestling history knows that goes back to the days of DX. I mean, it's
do they, Matt?
I said anybody that knows their wrestling history.
But gonna give him the I don't know what Caden calls this. I just know it is the stink face.
Yeah, I think it was a stink face. I don't think Caden ever gave it a specific name. Man, I tell you what, Caden Pierre, if you're out there watching, it looks like Seth Clayton Burns is calling you on the carpet, my friend. But wow, this is a great match. And if you want to see it with commentary and all the sound,
who is Robert Eaton, and why is he asking me if I've ever been hitting the balls? Of course, I've never been hitting the balls. I'm a woman. I have a C.
He has cabbage.
Here, let me help you out, Robert, from the movie Kindergarten Cop. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. There you go.
I think he's just defending the guys.
Yeah.
He's just defending. You don't know what it's like until you've had it happen to you.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like to give birth. You don't know what it's like to get in the balls.
Yep.
There we go.
I think they're similar.
Yeah, but giving birth seems like it lasts a lot longer, though.
Right. Yeah. It's like our small taste of giving birth.
Yeah, it's like just a quick birth, 5 minutes maybe.
Oh, that looked good.
Yeah,
These
but
guys
this is
look
basically
like
3-on-1 right here because there's
Yes,
nothing the referee can do because it's,
Right, yeah,
there's
there's
no
no
disqualifications.
Right. Yeah. The only rule is you have to get the belt from the top.
Uh-oh, there's JT Moss.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
he
we didn't
dropped
see he was injured in the match before
Pre-show.
the pre-show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Match on the pre-show and was
Oh, just
oh wow.
this is fantastic. This ending of this match is stellar.
It is.
Oh,
Look at that
doomsday
happen.
device. Nicely done. Well, it looked more like a heart attack off the top rope, like the Heart Foundation used to do.
And you know what? I like me a little JT Moss.
Yeah, he's gaining. He's growing in popularity. As in pancakes, buddy.
That's not what I was talking about. He's my type of man.
He got away from that damn chicken and is doing great.
Oh, there's
Yeah. What if he grilled it?
Oh, last seen west from Greensboro on I-40. Brian Reagan, he's coming for you.
I'm getting it too now.
Shut my door. Lock it.
Yeah. Oh,
West Greensboro. Oh, they're coming this way.
yeah. They're headed Brian and Reagan's way. Let's see if he turns up. If he turns up 52 north, then you're in trouble, Dean. I mean, Rick Diesel. Shit.
I do the same thing. So, well, you just pretty much dox where we live, so we can dox his real name. But I love the ending of this match. This is teamwork. This is smart. This is
Oh, wow. They didn't even use the ladder to win the
No.
ladder match. I like that. Nice.
that was perfect.
And the crowd went crazy over
Yes,
there.
they did.
Look at him dancing.
Yeah. That is awesome.
And he did not Triple H Batista him.
No,
Or
that's
who was
good.
that Randy? Who was that?
It was Randy Orton. He was on Batista's,
Batista's
shoulders.
shoulder, and then that was one of the best things in WWE history.
Can you believe? It's hard to believe that. Look at that crowd. That
They love
gimmick is
him.
the most popular gimmick we got. You know what I'm saying? That's the most popular guy in the company, I believe, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we were to do a poll for most popular wrestler, Buddy Flowers would probably win it.
Yeah.
So we got a
He
new.
would definitely be up there. He's very popular. Well, like we said, he's a very charismatic guy, and he's good in the ring. Yeah.
He's got everything he needs to make it, but muscle mass.
Right. Yeah, and he's a young guy, so he has plenty of time to put that on.
All he needs is muscle mass and somebody to take his drug test for him, and he'll be able to make it.
So your new cruiserweight champion of the Mid Atlantic and the AIWF is Buddy Flowers. Congratulations, buddy.
Yay.
Onward and
Oh,
upward
hey.
for your career, my friend. Yep.
Look how good that screen looks.
And what I like about this match too, it was vindication for Buddy Flowers after losing the Money in the Piggy Bank match, after he had gotten the piggy bank off of the hook, but he lost control of it. But then,
it was very good. I guess the best way to put it, storytelling.
Yes,
Mhm.
it was.
Yeah.
Hey, man, whatever happened, I thought we were going to try to get, we'll maybe try it next year to get Mr. Fitness here, Kevin Phoenix, to do those challenges for the children.
You know what? I've been talking to him about that. I've been talking about, I want him to do fitness videos for the network.
Yeah.
We'd put it on the AIWF Network, and it would be so popular, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Phoenix is a busy man. He's a busy man.
No, I'm not going to do that in public. I'll give him the business when I see him again. I give Kevin a hard time because I think he's one of the most talented people I've seen at this level in a long time. And I just want his career to continue to grow as far as he wants to grow it. But, it's up to him. But he's very talented, and I would love to see him do those fitness videos, Rick Diesel. That would be awesome.
There's
He's even got Brian doing jumping jacks. Look at that.
Hey, like we said, he's a very charismatic guy. It's like once he comes to you and say, "Hey, do some jumping jacks," you do some jumping jacks.
I tell you what, if you dropped one of our fans from 1997 in Stewart, Virginia, into this conversation right now, and showed Brian Danzig doing jumping jacks with a guy in a rainbow suit in 2023.
Brian's wearing a Spider-Man costume.
Their brain would not be able to process it. It would be like taking a caveman and put him into modern times. They just go crazy. But that is something. All right. So now
Phoenix is one of those guys where he was a good find for us.
Yeah.
And he's been so good for this company for a long time.
Look at this maniac. Goodness sakes. Looks like Sika and Kamala had a baby. Oh my God. Hey, kids, if that's too old of a reference for you, look it up. Roman Reigns' dad is Sika. Wow, look at this guy. He's good Lord, he cleared the whole ring. Referee, ring announcer, and everybody.
Yes,
he
certainly did.
Got a bone like the Moondogs used to carry around. God,
I like this guy.
I do too. And let me give a shout out to whoever designed the set for that night. With the looked like one of the kids from Harry Potter had been beheaded, and the skull there, a skeleton with the burning red eyes. Nice. The set looked great.
That's Darren. He done really good.
Darren, our true hero in the back.
Yeah.
Darren is a true hero. I always call him the floor manager, because anything that goes on the floor of this building, he's usually got a hand in it in some way. And
he always helps me set up that hard cam, so I don't have to climb a ladder.
What this guy weigh, man? He's got to be pushing 400 pounds.
Close to it, yeah.
Think so?
Yeah. I would think so. If not 400, maybe in the 380. But he's big.
I don't know
big
what
fella.
TW Rose obviously asking this guy to please not to try to eat either the referee or his opponent, that this is, combat sports,
Now,
I get nervous
speaking of
around guys
balls,
like this.
Speaking of balls, TW Rose is showing a pair right there, buddy, by walking up on him, getting that bone from him.
Yeah, TW
Allegedly.
Rose, he put the bone in the corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Remember, I was
Rose,
flipping hamburgers while all this was going on.
TW Rose looks scared to death, and I don't blame him. That
No.
guy, these type of wrestlers right here, man, they scare me because they're usually not out for titles and stuff. They just come to hurt people.
Yeah.
And oh wow, look at that. Kevin Phoenix
Right.
caught him right in the mouth and he didn't move.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, and you can see Kevin. He's almost kind of looking around like, okay, I, and I mentioned this in commentary. I was like, Kevin Phoenix, well, except maybe right there, maybe he shouldn't have done that. But
No.
But as far as sticking and moving and using his speed, he was doing the exact right thing against Kincaid, but it just had no effect on him.
Oh God, this
And
guy's
I think that one of the reasons Kevin started doing the jumping jacks, he's used to, once he throws a few punches in somebody's face, they're going to be rocked for a while. But not this guy. This guy, it was like it was just like no effect on him.
And Kevin isn't a small guy.
No, Kevin's a
Kevin,
big.
yes,
Kevin's
he's a big
got,
boy.
he's in the best shape he's been since I've seen him and been coming around. He's in really good shape now. He's a big guy, and then not being able to take this guy down is, I'm sure hard to process while you're in the middle of the ring.
Look at that. He is just beating a tar out of Kevin Phoenix right here.
Yeah.
Choking him on the rail. And look, the fans will usually be in these people's faces when they're fighting there, but nobody's getting up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get in his face.
No.
No. He kind of, there's an element that reminds me of George the Animal Steel too. You got to hope that somebody fed him before he came to the ring, or he's going to start, trying to bite people and chew on them and stuff.
Yeah.
There's another reference showing my age. Oh my goodness.
Hey, you've got the network. You can watch some of these older guys.
And
Yeah.
you can also look on other places where it's not legally downloaded. I gotta get more over.
Yeah. And come on, if you got Peacock and you're a wrestling fan, you hadn't gone back and looked at the 80s and 90s stuff. What are you even doing?
Yeah.
Man, this Savage Kincaid we say a beast, but he really is.
He's savage.
Yes. And he is just, and Kevin Phoenix is a former world heavyweight champion. I mean, guy's been all over Europe and.
Yeah, I think he's been to Austria. And England. He's no pushover.
No.
Right.
And he's just getting look at that. The referee's scared of him. I mean, again, can you blame him?
No, not at all. Especially the way he's manhandling this former world champion, Kevin Phoenix. But yeah, I think Phoenix is one of his biggest problems in this match, besides just the fact of the man's size and his viciousness. It's just he hasn't faced an opponent like this in a really long time.
Yeah.
And I think that he maybe thought he was prepared for him, but just had no idea the level of viciousness.
Well, did you see that
he was getting into?
Did you see that 1,000-yard stare when he was looking out in the crowd? I think Savage Kincaid actually woke him up a little bit by biting his fingers. I think that Kevin Phoenix was almost out of it, like semi-conscious.
Kevin Phoenix has been out of it since that first clothesline from Savage Kincaid. Because after that, it's pretty much been all Savage Kincaid.
He gave him a Samoan spike and then a splash. 1, 2, 3. I have never seen Kevin Phoenix dominated like that.
Me neither.
Yeah.
This man is a savage.
Man.
And I can say that because it's his name. I wouldn't say that about anybody else unless they had that name.
Oh, takes a swipe at TW Rose. I'll tell you what, buddy, you're gonna be getting a letter with the instructions on where to send your fine money. You clock in with that bone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
look
don't
at
know what
this.
he would pay with though.
He just chased the referee out of the ring so he could do this.
Yeah.
Man, he's
He is
not-
a-
So who in the Mid Atlantic is going to try to control this guy,
I don't know.
or are we just going to let him run wild?
Hey, Seth Clayton Burns, you like you're good with people. Maybe you can manage him. I don't know, but you makes you wonder if there's some kind of past between these two. You know, Brian, I think you mentioned on the show right after the show happened, because this is a vicious beating, or even a savage beating, as Dr. Bill used to say way back when. Savage beating by Savage Kincaid.
Yeah, I think Savage Kincaid does wrestle a lot in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And that, that's
Wrestle Force.
Yeah, that's
Him and Kevin have both worked for Wrestle Force in South
I think
Carolina.
I think this is the beginning of something. I just can't imagine Kevin laying down and not wanting to get back from this beating.
Oh yeah. The ego of Kevin Phoenix isn't going to allow him to just take a beating like that and not come back and try to get a measure of revenge.
Who's he pointing?
You know, speaking of trivia, and all of us will remember it because we were there. Everybody except maybe for Reagan. I don't know how many times did we do West Forsyth High School? We've done it more than once.
I was there once.
Twice, I think.
The first time we done it, I did not realize that was the first time that the complete Rock and Roll Express team worked for us.
Yeah,
Really?
I saw the Cyber Zone.
Yes,
where the Rock and Roll Express was there.
I completely forgot about that.
Okay, so it is twice because we did a crazy.
Yep.
We did a Crazy 8 there. Also, it might have been the very first Crazy 8.
It was the very first. Chris Severn won it.
Yeah. So no, twice at least.
I know Chris Severn's watching this show. If he's not working, he might be watching it even if he is working. What's up, Chris?
But yeah, I'd completely forgot about them working. They've worked for the AIWF 3 times. I thought it was just twice because they did a show in Lexington that we done with them guys down there. But I'd totally forgot about the West Forsyth thing.
Wait, that's our skeleton, right?
Yeah,
that's our.
we brought some stuff from our personal collection.
Oh,
Personal collection.
Yeah,
I like that skeleton with those eyes.
Yeah.
That's
That
badass.
skeleton was relatively cheap, also.
yeah,
It was shocking.
Yeah, we got it at Lowe's for like $30. I was like, wow, that's a very good price.
Because usually those are like $100.
Mhm.
You know what?
I completely missed out on the after Halloween sale this year.
You know what? Mickey has turned into the biggest SOB. Like, I don't know. He rubs me the wrong way now. Like, I can take a good bad guy, but there's just something about him now that just pisses me off. He's just terrible to everybody.
Well, I think it's that whole thing of when you get somebody who was so popular with the fans for so long, and then they turn their back on them, they just have such a venom towards the fans because Mickey, in Mickey's mind, the fans are the ones who turn their backs on him, even though he obviously was the one who turned his back on them by attacking Joe Harrison. He doesn't see it that way.
No, I mean, he got all pissed off because somebody came up while he was eating dinner and asked him for his autograph. I mean,
Right, and that's the thing. I'm sorry. And he's right. If somebody is eating, you shouldn't go and bother them. But at the same time, when you're in the public eye, that's just something you just have to get used to. I
He
mean,
didn't secretly get married, did he?
not that I know of.
Well, that killed a room.
Well, I was
You
just
know what? Sometimes I don't understand why I put up with you. It just makes no sense. I do like Joe Harrison. He's a good guy. I hate that this is all that Mickey turned his back on him. I mean, just unnecessary.
and if you've never heard Joe Harrison on a microphone, boy, when he can give a fired up interview just as good as anybody. It's incredible.
I need to get one of those shirts that look like the Barbie writing.
Mhm.
Yep, I hear a dog.
I went took my wife to see that Barbie movie, and it was all right. You know, I got through it. You know, it had Gosling in it, which made it bearable, and the girl that played Barbie was real good. And then it came on Max, and my wife started watching it again. And I'm just like, you know, this was good the first time. The jokes were funny the first time, and there were some that were funny the second time, but not as many. But yeah, so anyway.
Look at how professional Brian is. It's like Bruce Buffer up there.
Yeah. And I'm afraid to get in the ring anymore, Brian, because I'm so fat. I'm afraid I'll tip over. So,
Well, I don't normally get in, but like I said, I wanted to show off my my spider web suit.
Which we did get half off after Halloween.
Yes, Spirit Halloween half off. Yeah.
how long does Spirit of Halloween stay open after
Oh,
Halloween?
They 2 days.
2 days. Okay.
2 days. The first day is 50, and then the next day is like 70, or is it 50 the whole time?
No. Yeah, I think it's 50 the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just the next day there's going to be even less stuff.
Look, Joe Harris ain't afraid. Look at that. That's what he deserves.
And this is a casket match, correct?
Yes.
I don't see the casket sitting next to the ring. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, it looked nice too. Again, Darren fixed up our casket really nice. I remember when we first pulled up, we could see it, and it's like, wow, it's a good looking casket.
I don't I like when the caskets look like that, like an old West handmade, you know, old time casket, and not like when somebody goes and gets a real one and uses them. I don't like the real ones that much. I don't know why. I think it's just because I don't know. It's just
yeah. I know what you mean though. I think I understand. Yeah.
it's just they're a little it's a little too much for me. And besides, it's you know, if you I don't know if anybody has ever been in a casket before they died. They probably shouldn't, but like, you know, those things are really kind of tight fitting, and you know, they have a lot of metal in there. I know the real ones, you know, they look soft and frilly, but that stuff is just paper thin. It's just decoration, right? Because all you're putting in there is a dead body, right? So it doesn't have to be comfortable.
Right.
And so to me, it kind of adds a little element of danger, like somebody could get hurt because they're smaller, you know, they're made to contain, you know, to do their job, contain a corpse. And so using those for wrestling is just kind of eerie and weird, and I'm afraid somebody can get hurt. Just my opinion, whatever that's worth. Not much. That and $6 you can get a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Well, I like the older homemade looking caskets just because they look more menacing.
Yeah.
And as you can tell from the Stairway to Hell match we had a long time ago, you set them on fire pretty easy.
That you can.
Brian, you were in a casket match. Was that a real casket? It was silver. Was that a real one?
It was. I have no idea where it came from, and it was kind of rusty. So there was some question of whether it was a used casket.
Oh my God!
I didn't ask any questions.
Like those graveyards in Mexico where they can't.
Yeah, man, I was at Elkin. Yeah.
Niles, yes.
Oh yeah, and before anybody accuses me of being racist, no, there are cemeteries, and there have been cemeteries in Mexico where if the family couldn't pay for the perpetual care, they would remove the body, you know, and sell it to somebody else, and yes, reuse the caskets and take the bodies and put them in a tomb with a bunch of other people's that family couldn't pay. So
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
man, it doesn't matter. You're dead anyway. So, but
Yeah,
hey,
that's what I told my kids. I'm like, you can do whatever you want with me. I don't care. Let the state take care of me if you don't want to pay for it. I don't. You know, I'm not there anymore.
Mhm.
So, you know, if you want to do something, that's fine. But as far as I'm concerned, just do it. Throw me in a ditch. I don't care.
Well, your most affordable option in something like that's actually cremating. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, that's your most affordable option. That way, you can save your money and spend it on, you know, a good send off if you want to play a lot of music or, you know, throw a party,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do.
Right.
So, but yeah, well, this is a casket match. I was just thinking, man, this conversation is headed down a dark path again here.
It is a casket match though, but
Yeah, it is a casket match. So I don't understand. It seems like it'd be easier if you, okay, I kind of see both sides of it. Usually a casket match, you put the casket flush up against the ring apron. So I'm kind of wondering why it's setting back. But
has the match even started yet?
well,
I don't
I think so.
Huh?
I think so. I don't think the referee is in the ring because it don't matter.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
You got to go in the casket,
Yeah, because
and the lid has to be shut.
do I see Denise Holiday in the background there?
Yes, you do.
Oh, wow. Camera lady Denise making a rare appearance.
That tells me that Trista and Michelle had made it to the building because Denise helped me in the concession stand until they got there because they was doing a big event that day.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So anyway, look, Joe's got Mickey busted open there. Oh, and he's trying to give him, you know, like the old boxing lace check, wrist check, make him bleed even worse. Yeah, she put his head in there and slammed the door on it, I think.
Mhm.
But that's just, you know, me never wrestled a wrestling match, just sitting near what I thought. But
Armchair corner men.
yeah, exactly. It's easy when you're not in there. Because I gotta imagine, Brian, with a match like this, stakes so high, casket match, even though I don't think they're worried about tetanus like you were in yours, but it's probably pretty intimidating. Just even being in one of these and would cloud your thoughts, I would think, because you know in the end somebody's going in that damn casket and the lid's getting shut.
Yeah, yeah. There's you don't want to lose, but then on top of that, you don't want to get stuffed in a small box and
attacking TW Rose.
Well, Mickey's never liked him. That goes way back before Mickey had his attitude change. I don't think he's ever liked that referee.
I would like to know what product Mickey uses in his hair. It's very luxurious, and I would love to know so I could have the same conditioner or hair regimen that he has.
Looks like Pert Plus to me. But
I just looked up to see if Pert Plus was still a thing yesterday.
Well, it's because we were watching some old wrestling that had the commercials on it, and there was a Plus commercial. She's like, "Is that still even a thing?"
I still think they sell it, right?
Yeah, that was big, but it was big in the 80s or not. I was at an 80s show.
Yeah, it was the 80s. It was like mid to late 80s.
Now, don't forget, this match led to Mickey.
This is the TV.
He went to Lumberton and won the TV title back there.
Yeah. The Mid Atlantic guys hadn't had a good record of going down to Lumberton and having much success, but Mickey went down there and brought the TV title back out of there. So good for him.
I guess we just spoiled the ending of this match.
Well, I mean, anybody who follows us on Facebook,
that's true.
Saw that.
Mickey, and this match has had a lot of views on the network, so I'm sure a lot of people's already seen it.
Yeah, but you know, we're doing these watch alongs because we don't have any live events going on right now, and there's no really breaking news to cover. Other
than Chris Jericho allegedly.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about with the Mid Atlantic.
We're talking about AIWF.
Oh,
okay. We don't have any AIWF news.
Oh yeah.
And so,
well, the schedule's out for 2024.
Yes, it is.
We need to share that at some point.
And I think my wish finally came true after 6 years of asking. I don't think it interferes with any Charlotte or Martinsville race weekend this year. So,
but most importantly, the season finale, Seasons Beatings, is on my birthday.
oh boy, we can have Rick Diesel's birthday bash 2 and Seasons Beatings all on the same night.
Yes, and I can get to cover the show naked again.
That video is also available on the AIWF Network YouTube channel, but we encourage you to watch it anyway. You know. Boy, Mickey's a bloody mess right now, but he has got Joe Harrison in big trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these two definitely don't like each other. There's again,
you know what? They were a tag team for so long, and you know, in this business, a lot of times the best rivalries come from a broken up tag team.
Yeah, you're right. Only ones that didn't work for was the Rock and Roll. I think that was a popcorn fart in WCW, but when the Rock and Roll Express split up. But
I forgot how much Ricky Morton addressed that when he come to Smoky Mountain.
Yeah.
Without calling any names or dating anything. I mean, you know, he really addressed that to the fans when he come to Smoky Mountain.
I don't even remember what he said, and I've watched just about all those Smoky Mountain episodes. It's just been like 3 years ago when I did my film study of it, so I don't remember.
Well, remember he did that big apology and said that he had, you know, he had went off on a bad path, and he just really took the blame for everything.
Well, it was good of him to do that because he attacked Robert and pile drove him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, at the Clash of Champions, you know, wow, you know something, Joe Harrison. I don't know if he gets enough credit, man. Dude can talk, he can wrestle his ass off, and he's got a soft spot for me because he's from Myrtle Beach, so he's like the modern version of the Myrtle Beach Boys, except he's just the Myrtle Beach boy. You know, and
he was one of them.
Was he started off in C4W?
I think he did.
I'm pretty sure he did because he's the one who inducted Christopher McKenzie.
Oh, really?
Right?
He didn't even show up for that, did he?
Who?
Christopher
You
McKenzie.
and your whew.
No, he didn't.
Fucking Frodo, asshole.
And he knew about it.
Yeah. Well,
he couldn't leave the Shire.
yeah, well,
Well, you know what?
he was a dick to me every time he saw me. And this is for shoot, motherfuckers. He was a dick to me every time he saw me. Stevie, Ace, all the rest of them guys were real cool once they got to know me. You know, they're a little standoffish because they live in a tourist town and get treated like crap by tourists all the time. So I get it. But yeah, Frodo was always a dick to me. So fuck it. I'm glad he didn't come. I didn't want to see him, and I probably would have left the room when he came in there. So there you go.
Oh, Lord, back to the match.
Here's what bothers me about guys who don't get their who don't show up to get their plaque for being inducted in the Hall of Fame. This Hall of Fame in 1 year, you might as well just say 1 year because 2024 is next month or next 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
Chris Wyndham got inducted in 2005. So in 2 days, the Hall of Fame for the AIWF is going to be 20 years old. How many other Hall of Fames can say that?
Yeah.
Actually.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Very few. So we actually have a legitimate Hall of Fame that has some of the biggest names in the business, some of the best indie wrestlers around. And honestly, if the members of the AIWF would take it a little more seriously, the Hall of Fame would be worldwide. Unfortunately, there's a lot of the members who don't induct their guys into the Hall of Fame. There are some, don't get me wrong, there are some, but it's been more of an old AIWF before the affiliate program and right after the affiliate program. But there's guys out there that from all the organizations that's retired or passed away, they deserve to be in a Hall of Fame, a true Hall of Fame, not just a local Hall of Fame for some, company who says, "Oh yeah, we've been in business 4 years. Let's start a Hall of Fame." This Hall of Fame is almost 20 years old, and it's got some of the biggest names in the business in it. So it's when somebody don't show up to get their award, that's what bothers me.
We came, and I don't even know if we were on speaking terms with you at the time.
I can't remember.
I remember being happy that y'all were coming for that. And
we were excited.
Yeah.
We were really excited.
Well, it was, you know what? When I went in, Jumpin' Jimmy inducted me. And that meant so much to me because I used to do a special intro for Jumpin' Jimmy where he'd try to get my voice to crack. I'd say jump in, and he'd run the ropes, and then do his pirouette and land on his knee. And I'd say Jimmy. And he was always trying to, see if he could outlast my lungs or make me crack. And it was just our little thing that we did, we came up with it. It happened naturally. And then we just started doing it every week. And so that was special to me. There was no way I was going to miss that. And,
who inducted us? I don't.
Chris Tenney inducted y'all, I think.
Huh?
Didn't Chris Tenney induct y'all?
No, we inducted Chris Tenney. Did Chris Tenney induct us? Maybe. I got hit in the head a lot. So the fact that I even remember that I'm in it is good. So, but this match was brutal.
Yes,
that's the thing about Joe Harrison. He's a pretty boy, and he is, but he can go. And you're right, he can, and he can do it all. So
yeah, he's a tough bastard too.
He is.
No doubt about it.
You see, sometimes you'll see guys who are real cute that don't want to do anything to like hurt themselves, but not him. I've talked about how good looking people are all night long.
Oh, I think he missed the tax. He missed the bulk of them. Yeah,
There's some of them
I
though.
don't know if you're
he got some of them. He got them in Mickey's hands, which that's important because it hurts like hell.
You see some of
There's a few in his back there, lower back.
Yeah. Look, he's in the heat of battle. He didn't have time to get him up and get him square.
Yeah.
All right, now there you go. Now he's bringing the casket closer.
Has there ever been an instance where the casket lid got broken? Like, what would you do in that case?
Oh, look at this
just
shit.
pick it up and put it on top?
Yeah. Yeah, this frustrated me so bad because the whole match, I was like, as brutal as this is, I'm just glad to see that this match is going to get resolved. One man's going to win and one man's going to lose. And then that way we, this whole brutal feud can be resolved tonight. And then we have these guys interfere.
Oh, no. Don't call for the bell. See, Mickey
I don't even know.
Mickey should have had to close the lid. I'm sorry.
That's the thing is it's the referee's call. Some people say it's the person has to close the lid, and some people say if the lid is closed on you.
And if we had any explanation of why they helped Mickey?
No, but season 32 starts in March, so maybe we can address that.
Because I would love to know what's going on there.
Well, it was obviously some kind of cahoots because remember they did that interview after the fact where they were all together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there's some kind of shenanigans and skullduggery going on here. But yeah, I'm of the opinion that the person, like, I go back to thinking about the two casket matches. I really remember the Undertaker losing to Yokozuna in '94 at the Royal Rumble in '98 and to Shawn Michaels. There was all that interference, but the opponent was the one that actually closed the casket. You know what I mean?
right.
I don't know that Mickey Thorpe has actually beat Joe Harrison on his own.
Well, he beat his ass and deal with it still.
Huh?
He didn't have help and deal with it still. Carson came in, but
Carson came in and tossed him a chain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but yeah, that's the thing is there was And the questionable thing about that match was the fact that it was an I quit match and Joe Harrison didn't say I quit, which again, the referee made the right call because he couldn't continue and awarded the match to Mickey, which he should have done. But however, that left questions open to where it wasn't completely resolved. And so this match was supposed to completely resolve the issue, but then with that interference, that just wiped that all away.
What's he saying?
I don't know. I'm trying to. Oh, it's too late. I ain't rolling it back because we still got almost an hour of show to do.
Are you serious? Good
Yeah,
Lord.
look at the time. Yeah, see,
I'm sure it was something not very nice to the fans, if I
Yeah.
had to take a guess.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're going to run along tonight. See, we could have got this. I knew this was a long show, but the news with Jericho today breaking, I knew we had to cover that just for posterity's sake,
Mhm.
And I know that the people that watch the Mid Atlantic do follow the national promotions. I mean, you wouldn't be here following us if you didn't follow the national promotions too. So it's
This is
important
why
to
I have
cover that
cats.
stuff.
Our cats don't interrupt.
You might see a tail go by every once in a while. But
Where's that dog at? Whose dog is
I don't
barking?
know. It looks like Rick went and closed the door.
Oh, okay.
Yell at him like I do my children.
Mhm.
God, Zoe's trying to eat the cat.
Oh, he's trying to eat the cat.
I don't know. She's obsessed with our cat.
What, she just bark at it all the time? I mean,
Yeah. She don't ever really do anything, just barks at him. And he ignores her mostly just because the cat's 11 years old. So,
oh yeah, he's past the point of giving a shit anymore.
yeah, he don't care. He just like, and she's like 2. So,
Azriel.
This match was a long time coming also. So
yeah, Azrael coming and representing the Fighters Club, doing a little cleanup of David Parrish. Fighters Club wasn't very happy with him. So they sent Azrael to take care of business.
Yeah. And all you wrestlers notice in these videos when Rose Tyson is standing out there taunting you after you walk by. Just want y'all to notice that. She's real quick to talk trash and then hide behind her dad. This is only a matter of time before you're legally going to be able to DDT her. Just want you to know.
well, I mean, we've already had several people DDT her and choke her out. So
yeah.
Jack almost murdered her, and Brian almost broke her neck, but both were justified. And
Matt's just saying that because he doesn't want you to DDT him.
No, I'm saying because obnoxious teenagers are not my favorite thing, and so if you want to
you get in the ring, you put yourself in danger.
Exactly. And look, you're talking to somebody who got dropped on my head put in a dress by the family, so yeah, you get in the ring, you put yourself in danger. And so I don't like getting in the ring anymore. Because you just know that if you're in between those ropes, man, that blow could come at any point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, look at this.
Yeah, don't think just because you're not a competitor that you're safe, because you're certainly not. Yeah, I love that a lot of the guys got into the Halloween spirit.
Yeah.
At night.
Even though I don't think he meant to do this because he's very young. Instead of looking like Jason Voorhees, he looks like Casey from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was doing.
Also keep in mind,
Casey Jones, yeah.
David Parrish is a massive, avid hockey fan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
also a very big auto racing enthusiast too.
Yeah.
I saw the best TikTok the other day and it made me miss. I watch NASCAR like, mid-90s, you know, Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon going at each other. And I
Mhm.
saw the best TikTok with Dale Earnhardt, like old footage of him talking about Jeff. Did I say Jeff Jarrett? I meant to say
No,
Jeff.
no, you
Okay, I
said-
did.
No, you said Jeff Gordon.
Just like talking shit about Jeff Gordon. And I'm like, man, that's when I liked racing. I mean, that was like, if you didn't grow up with that, you just, you know, you have no idea how wild it was.
It was cool back then, you know. But I have to say the on track product now, except for the short track package right now, but like the on track product now is way better because these guys do not respect each other. And they wreck each other and they drive like,
oh, it sounds like it's back to where it was.
Man, no, I've never seen it as wild as it is
Really?
now. No.
And I just, because the whole thing was about how Earnhardt says if he sees Jeff Gordon, he's putting him in the wall.
Yeah.
We got off topic. Not really, because we said David Parrish is big.
Yeah. David Parrish is another one that when he got out of the Fighters Club, boy, the fans took to him like a duck to water. They love him.
Yeah.
If we had a popularity contest, I think it'd come down between David Parrish and Buddy Flowers.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I think the thing is, the interesting thing is, you could almost see the crowd wanting to like David Parrish even when he was in the Fighters Club. It was like you could see them taking a liking to him, but because of his association with the Fighters Club, they still, you know, weren't quite on board with him. But yeah, once he broke ties with them, you know, the fans, you know, immediately fell. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Well, I would love David to come on. I'd love David to come on the show and address what Jesse Alexander Carter, JAC, said about him in high school not making weight for a wrestling tournament. I'd like to know if that's actually true. You know, it seems like some real
it is
dirty
a bit of controversy.
Yeah, it's that's some real kind of dirty ass laundry to be airing in a public forum.
Right.
So I'd love David to come on here and be able to speak to that.
And if it is true, why?
Well,
Let's
I mean,
get your side of the story. You know, maybe he's sick or something. Maybe he had the mono. You know, couldn't eat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a million things could have happened. So yeah, but I'd like to address that. I'd like for him to come on and address that. And of course, I don't think anybody that doesn't know this, but although we have the same last name, we are not of the same relations. I mean, you know, not saying that, you know, I wouldn't mind being cousins with Jack or anything like that. I mean, he's a hell of a good wrestler. He just uses tactics I ain't crazy about, but no, we're not. They're North Carolina Carters. I'm a Franklin County, Virginia Carter.
So we shouldn't refer to you as MAC.
No, please don't do that. That's not my initials anyway. So
I still think we should. I'm gonna start calling you that. I'm gonna put up a lower third, and every time it shows you, it's gonna say MAC.
Well, you're missing. You got the wrong middle initial, so
It don't matter.
Yes, it does. Please don't do that. It's not about me. I'm here to help these young guys get over. I like getting on here and bullshitting with y'all every week. That's a lot of fun. But as far as at the shows,
phew.
And I like holding a microphone for somebody every
Well,
now
he
and then.
does go, but he did used to go by Mad Matt Carter. So you go
Yeah.
MC.
That looks so good. And you.
You'd have to get if you start doing that, I would want to get the all clear from JAC so he doesn't feel like we're shitting on his gimmick and feel
Oh,
the need
no,
to choke
that's
me
true.
out.
They are the wrestling power couple right now.
Yes,
Yes,
they are.
are.
Hey
World
man,
champions.
they got me to drive all the way to West Virginia to see them see Clara go for a world title, and Jack's tag team partner, although they don't get along, is a sight to behold. Let me tell you something. But
Yeah.
the Silver Fox, I think his name is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not to be the Silver Fox. He's a bit of an odd duck.
He sure is.
I've seen his picture. around.
Let's just say he's more enthusiastic about being in that tag team than Jack is. I'll say that.
There's some.
And anytime a tag team comes out to that song, we're best friends. Let me tell you about my best friend. You know, disaster is looming.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh no, this is not going to go well. It's like when they announce they're going to have a wedding on WWE TV. You know, you just know it's not going to end well.
Somebody's eating cake.
Do you know what's something I just noticed? They're both wearing the camouflage that they wore with the Fighters Club.
They are good eye, Reagan. I didn't even notice that.
That's interesting.
They're having a good match here, by the way.
They are.
Talking about other stuff, but they are having a good match.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's that animosity, not just because they were both in the Fighters Club, but I believe David was saying he's the one that brought Azrael into the Fighters Club.
He
He's
did.
the one that brought him in. And so I think Jack did that on purpose, sending Azrael, kind of as a mind game against David Parrish.
Well, they were the tag team. Did they had the tag team belts after Nathan Kane left?
Yep.
So,
but yeah, I do think when David Parrish was on here that time, he said they trained together.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think all the Fighters Club were at least in part trained by Beer City Bruiser.
Beer City, I think he's back at the training school. You know, after he had that match with Jack, he was injured in that match and had to have a hip replacement. And,
yeah, I saw that he's back taking bookings.
Okay, good. Nice guy.
And talented too.
Yeah. I mean, he had that match with Jack, and I mean he was hurt in that match, and but I'm glad to see that he's fully recovered and trucking again. Let's see here. Azrael went on the outside. He's looking for something, or he's got something. Can't really see from that angle. What's going on? Oh, he's got a chair. AIWF Mid Atlantic 101. How to use a folding chair. Oh, David over the top.
Oh, man.
Okay,
what happens
Hector.
when you turn your back and start jawing with the crowd?
Hey, I see you there, Hector Guerrero. Nice job. You know, he's got him in trouble now. Bulldog.
I like how it looked like he just come out of the ceiling.
Yeah.
With the camera angle.
Well, remember it deal with the steel when he jumped off the top of the cage?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that was beautiful. Oh, and here's that slingshot.
Oh, man. Azrael just stepped out of the way.
Again, that's the thing about going against your tag team partner, the person who knows you the best in the ring.
Yeah.
He saw it out of the corner of his eye and he knew exactly what was coming.
Like I said earlier, sometimes the best matches come between former tag team partners. They know so much about each other.
Did you notice on that suplex, it was so hard, it made the hard camera vibrate, and the hard camera is not in any way attached to the ring? That's incredible. That's a hard damn suplex. But that ring has excellent acoustics. I love that ring. I mean, when somebody takes a big slam or a big move on that ring, it is loud.
Yeah.
You really don't, one of the old things that they used to do, well, they still do, when wrestling companies run big buildings like big coliseums, you put a microphone under the ring so that when people land, it reverberates through the whole building. You ain't got to do that with this ring. This thing is loud all on its own.
Those blue ropes look really good too. I'm glad we put. Oh, look at that.
Well, blue, black, and blue, they're easier to shoot through. They don't. I don't know what I'm saying. The ropes are ropes, and you got to shoot around them. But if they're not so brightly colored, I don't think they stand out as much.
Right.
Yeah.
They're aesthetically pleasing to the camera.
Yes.
Ooh, good word.
Allegedly.
What was the
Yeah, that's why a rotund individual like myself doesn't need to be on camera too much because we're not aesthetically pleasing.
Well, that's
Also,
why I think everybody likes have took such a liking to David Parrish, because the ladies think
He is aesthetically
aesthetically
very
pleasing.
aesthetically pleasing. He's more David Parrish is aesthetically pleasing like a snow game in the NFL, and that's why they get higher ratings. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I drew that comparison, but
No, I know I'm the one being the creep tonight.
no, it's something that I heard from a guy that works for the NFL years ago on TV where he was talking about the snow games do so much better in the ratings because they're aesthetically pleasing. Like people that don't even like football will tune in to watch it snow.
Well, it's and when you're talking about not just about that, but like color is very important when you're shooting something. Like
Yeah.
we were
White
watching
balance.
a Twin Peaks commentary, and they were talking about green, right? And that you have to be really careful with the color green when you shoot it. Not just because now you can green screen people, but back then the camera like does something weird with greens.
Yeah. Well, you have to
Right in the nuts.
Well,
Just
back in the day,
lies.
According to
Lies.
Reagan, that shouldn't have hurt.
It shouldn't have. Maybe he's taking a breath and
Oh, Parrish got him that time.
That is
look at
such a
that. And how
beautiful
so powerful
play.
that Azrael went up like 3 feet up in the air.
Yeah, David Parrish, that's a beautiful crossbody. Just absolutely, and he hits it square almost every time he attempts it. 1, 2, 3, but his foot was under the rope.
See, that's another controversy that we're going to have to address in season 32.
I can't believe Reggie missed that. He usually never misses stuff like that.
I love David Parrish, but
again, it's one of those things where it's the referee's call, and if the ref doesn't see it, it didn't happen.
Yeah, you can't call what you don't see. You can't
exactly. I mean, it's just there's no instant replay in wrestling, and if the ref, if Reggie had seen his foot sticking out, he would have stopped the count. However, he was concentrating on the shoulders and didn't see his foot underneath the rope, and so he continued to make the count.
I remember.
To be fair, I don't know. I mean, the count should have been broken regardless. However, it's not like Azrael, instead of kicking out, put his foot under the rope to break the count.
Yeah,
and we didn't see it.
I don't even think
I think he would have been
there.
pinned regardless.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's just positioning. And now again, like I said, if the ref had seen it, it still should have been stopped. But at the same time, you can't say that David Parrish wouldn't have gotten that pin either way. I don't think that Azrael was like, oh, I don't have to kick out because my foot is under the rope.
Yeah, I don't think he knew where he was at.
Right.
He wasn't putting himself in position.
But from a historical perspective, do you remember what happened when it goes the other way and how disastrous that can be? Because do you remember, and kids, this is on YouTube, Dusty Rhodes and Tully Blanchard in 1987 in Greensboro for the TV title. Remember Dusty pinned Tully 1, 2, 3, and then Tully's foot went on the rope after the 3 count, but when the referee looked up, all he saw
I do remember that
was the foot on the rope, and he's like, oh no, I made a mistake. But by then, JJ, oh, look at that. Corey Etzel attacking Justin Flash in the back.
And a chocolate chip cookie.
Justin Flash get beat up by a chocolate chip cookie.
My goodness.
Yeah, just leave it to Corey to add insult to injury by dressing as a cookie to brutally attack Justin Flash.
That's right out of the Corey Etzel playbook, that's for sure. But so Dusty thought he had won. The referee was just coming to the realization, oh no, I made a mistake. And instead of sticking with his decision, he didn't ring the bell, right? And JJ Dillon grabs that $10,000 that was on the line and runs out of the arena. Dusty chases him, and then the referee counts Dusty Rhodes out. And he's out in a fucking parking lot thinking he won the match. So I think even if Reggie would have saw it after the 3 count, you've already made the 3 count. The match is over.
Right.
Mhm, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Because again, you don't know if maybe his foot went into the ropes after the 3 count.
that's right.
If you see it, then that breaks the count. If you don't see it, it doesn't.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, it's got to be a call that you make on site.
Right. It's just like when I see a ref breaking a submission hold when somebody reaches out and just grabs the rope. I'm like, they're not in the whole purpose of that is supposed to be if you're in the ropes, you can't hold a submission hold on somebody when you're in the ropes. If you reach out with your arm and grab the ropes, you're not in the ropes.
No.
You need to be able to at least get your elbow in there and say, ref, I'm in the ropes now. He has to break this hold.
I agree. I don't think that's
I don't like it when somebody just barely gets the tip of their finger on the rope and the ref's like, no, you gotta break the hold. It's like, no, I don't.
Now, first,
It's the
and
ref
anybody
call.
that fit into the Fright Night format, it's Chance Profit.
And,
Oh yeah.
and thank
Yeah.
goodness we got the camera shots better by the end of the match,
Mm-hmm.
by the end of the show.
Man.
But yeah, Ty couldn't have asked for a better opponent for Fright Night for the hardcore title.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell my kids to be quiet.
Because he really brought it in so many ways. You know, the look and the and his ability in the ring.
Well, guys, I need to step away for a second. I'm gonna let y'all carry it.
All right.
All right. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So try not to talk too much shit about me while I'm away.
All right, we'll do our best.
Oh God, I'm in for it now, guys.
I think, Brian, that I agree with you that Ty could have had a better opponent for Fright Night. And this match was really good.
It was, yeah.
Like, I didn't get to watch this show honestly until the production to the editing part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing. Ty, that's why Ty went on television week after week and begged Chance Profit for this match.
Yeah, exactly.
He wanted to prove himself, and he knew it would be a great match. He knew it would be.
That was Ginger. She's herding dogs.
Okay. But he knew that it would be a good match and it would be a good test for him.
Well, Ty had told me that all the years he had been in this business, one of the people that he had wanted to face in the ring the most was Chance Profit. He had never got a chance to until Fright Night in Mount Airy. Mm-hmm. And he was so win, lose, or draw. I was excited about this match.
Yeah, and I could see why. Because, like I said, he put up a great fight, and it was the match could have gone either way. And yeah, I was this was the first time, you know, I'd heard the reputation, you know, Chance Profit's reputation had preceded him. I'd heard a lot of good things about him, but this is the first time I'd actually seen him compete, and I was very impressed.
Well, it was, believe it or not, it wasn't the first time he's been in the AIWF.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
he worked for us in Princeton, West Virginia. I think he wrestled Damian Wayne, and I think he was in a cage in Princeton, West Virginia one time.
Okay, yeah.
And that was another. I mean, you'd imagine Damian Wayne, Chance Profit. You know, that was another really good match. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was in a cage. I'm sure I have the video somewhere.
Right.
But I know I seen a poster from it on the computer a while back.
I love Trista's look on her face when Ty goes over and kisses her.
She was raised in this business, but she cannot stand to be featured in it.
Yeah, it's just, she's been raised behind the scenes
Yeah.
in business. So yeah, that's a whole nother ball game.
Well, and you want to talk about something about the business with her evolution from concession stand to food truck.
Yeah.
So
I think I've seen videos somewhere, and then it may be some on the network on YouTube of her like running around the ring taking pictures when she was a teenager.
Yeah, I believe it.
we've all stopped talking.
Matt's not here to lead us.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very impressed with this matchup, just all the way around. And
Well, Chance Profit has quite the reputation around the independent circuit in the Southeast, and I think it was so appropriate for him to be on this show. It just worked.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to make this match happen, because again, I know Ty, again, he, week after week, went on TV and, begged Chance Profit for this match.
Well, and another thing too is getting Chance Profit around Halloween.
Oh yeah,
it's hard to do.
Yeah, because I mean, every other promoter's thinking the same thing we are. What a great wrestler to have on your your Halloween event.
What I don't know much of the history. I'm back, by the way. I don't know much of the history about Chance Profit. You said he was big in the promotions around us. Kind of, if you hadn't discussed it already, like his reputation coming in here. Where's he been?
He's worked all up and down the East Coast, from Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, North Carolina. He's been around a long time. Very knowledgeable, very talented in the ring. He works for that company that runs Kernersville or High Point here in North Carolina a lot. And it's like I was telling the guys, this is not his first time at the AIWF. He worked on a show in Princeton, West Virginia. I'm pretty sure he wrestled Damian Wayne that night, and I think it was in a cage for some reason.
Oh man, they're throwing some haymakers.
Made the mistake of turning his back on Tyson.
Yeah, Rose Tyson being a distraction.
Yeah.
He won't.
Which
your headphones.
He again, it may be one of those things where he's used to throwing a few punches at a guy and having him rocked long enough where he can turn his back on him, but you can't do that with Tyson.
No, these are two big men. These are two heavy hitters that's in there right now.
Uh-oh, Tyson's going under the ring to look for some plunder, like Dusty Rhodes would say. Oh, that's a barbed wire chair, baby.
Yeah.
That's Brian's favorite thing.
That's my favorite.
And Ty, of course, trying to eat the barbed wire. Talk about another guy you need to feed before he goes in the ring. Uh-oh.
That can mess you up right there.
Yeah, look, it ripped Ty's shirt. He was just setting it up and it got in his shirt there.
Yeah, that's the thing is live by the barbed wire, die by the barbed wire. Even just setting it up, you cut up your hands, your arms. You definitely don't want to wear your favorite shirt.
Boy, old Terminator X sure tried to make that a true thing, didn't he? Back at the first Extreme Content.
Yeah.
I say T.W. Rose's outfit is fantastic.
Yeah, he's doing the guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show, right?
Probably. Or he could just be doing himself. Not quite sure, but it looks fantastic.
Maybe one of those things where, hey, it's Halloween. Yeah, this is my Halloween costume. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. That's what's going on here.
Um,
Did you ever guys ever see that episode of Mid Atlantic where I can't remember who it was, Pants, JJ Dillon, and he was wearing an outfit like that underneath his slacks?
I remember
No,
that.
but I will tell you about when Nadia and I wrestled Brad and Brian. I jerked Brad's shirt off of him, and he was wearing a leopard printed bra.
Why does that not surprise me?
That was the match that they did the whole huge Winston Journal 4-page spread on me and Brian.
I remember. I still have that.
Do you really?
Really?
I don't know what happened to mine. I had a friend
And now you got me
who wrestled for Doug who sent it to me, but I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it might have got messed up.
Messed up in the flood that we had.
Yeah.
But you
That's a
had to
shame.
mention that, didn't you?
It was 4 pages.
A 4-page spread in the journal,
Mhm.
huh?
Yep, in the Winston Journal. It was
Wow.
like
I'd like to see that.
Our picture was on the main, whatever you call the main page, or the front page, and then it was inside one of the, big things.
I have that somewhere.
I'd love to see that.
My
I would.
cat Simon is in that.
Mm-hmm.
It's when we lived at Mayberry Apartments. That's how long ago it was.
Y'all keep talking.
Keep talking.
Oh, he's looking for it. Rick Diesel has gone into the vault.
Now I'm going to feel stupid if it wasn't 4 pages. I know it was at least 2. So I'm going to step back on that because remember, ladies and gentlemen, I have no memory because I got hit in the head a lot. Plus lots of other things as I got older.
I was going to say, I have no memory because, well, never mind.
You find it?
Attention here, please.
You got it?
Oh, look at me.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I don't think the viewers can see this. Hang on a second. We'll stop sharing for just a second. So Rick Diesel.
Okay, now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Accent section. So y'all were in the lifestyle section.
Yeah. Look. Look, and there's me with my cat. Because they I don't know how they found us. I don't know. Yeah, look, I broke my nose doing that. We were at Fields in that picture, weren't we? What's that one say?
Blood.
Blood.
I'm gonna have to get that from you.
Violence. Kill or be killed.
Wow.
All right, let's solve the
If it's 2 pages or
Count how many pages. There we go.
I think it's probably 2.
Let's see if it's any radio or wrestler math involved in this.
It might be wrestler math. You know how you lie about your weight.
Oh Lord. Hey, I wonder how many of them are divorced now.
Okay, so it was, but still,
More than likely 50%, at least.
2 pages is not bad in the Winston Journal.
No, but
No.
And here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. It's 2 full pages.
Oh, okay. 2 full pages.
I bet that's what I was thinking was
That's
the
impressive. Impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive.
I think I had a mouse.
Yeah,
Mm.
look like it.
But I don't remember how he found us. Like I don't remember at all. But the guy came to the show at Doug's, and that was for the AIWF tag belts. And then he came to our apartment. And then that one picture I think is us working out at Phil. What was Phil's last name?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Emerson.
Emerson,
Oh,
yeah.
This is West Central Community Center in Pufftown.
Oh, okay. Look, and on
yeah.
our screen, we got pumpkins in the ring
Yeah.
Oh,
at the
Yes.
Halloween show.
Can't be a Halloween show without a couple of smash.
There's the cat.
yeah.
Wham. And yeah, the pumpkin. Oh, yeah, it did break. Okay.
This was Sunday, August 19th, 2003.
Oh, wow.
That's good. So Sunday paper made the accent section. Nicely done. Ty
Look here.
Tyson. Oh, headbutt.
Oh,
Yeah, it didn't hurt, did it, Reagan?
No, the pumpkin took the brunt of his nuts.
this is the IKEA newsletter.
What's an eye?
Justin Flash.
I was
Yeah.
Justin Flash when he worked
Yeah,
for.
hey, our viewers can't see that, just so you know. Rick Diesel
Okay.
is showing off a pay. If you want me to stop sharing, I will, but let's see. Well,
You keep going. I
All
just
right.
let everybody know. I'm sure he'll be excited that I still have this.
yeah, I remember when that happened, and it was showing it. They took a picture of him outside the IKEA plant in his gear.
Now,
You know,
we'll do this sometime. I don't know if Brian remembers this one or not.
Is
I
that
can't
is
see
that
what
the
that
one?
is.
Is that the one in front of Brad's house?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we had the ring set up in Brad's house, his front yard.
This come out Monday, July 5th, 1993.
oh
that's so
wow!
And yes, I kept those, all of them. They're very precious to me.
I was still in high school, man.
Yeah, I was too. I didn't graduate from high school till 95. Doxing my age.
I had just graduated.
Would you please leave Barnabas alone?
So anyway, I have them if we ever want to show them when we got more screen.
We need to scan those into something.
Oh yeah, that ain't a bad idea.
Digitize them, man.
I think what I'll do
Yeah.
is I may take them somewhere and have them done, with real good equipment.
Yeah.
Yes,
perfect.
you should.
Oh, that was look
Yeah,
good.
that was
And it's so good because Ty Tyson is a big fella.
right.
And he moved like a cat right there.
Mhm.
That's why you cannot help.
Pumpkin
It's late,
everything.
and I can't think. You can't turn your back on Ty Tyson. You don't know what he can do. He's not,
Right.
he didn't start as a hardcore wrestler, correct?
No,
No, he did.
No, he was a technical wrestler who fell in love with the hardcore. So,
Well,
whew,
he
is that a
he's-
table or a door?
it's a door.
It's a door.
Ty's very unpredictable. A lot of people underestimate what he can do when they in the ring with him for the first time.
That's what I was trying to say. Underestimate.
They think, oh, he's a big guy. He ain't gonna fly.
looks like Chance is trying to set him up for something. Looks like Ty's trying to grab the door himself. Yeah, but I think Ty's already figured out something's up. Yep, he got out of the way. He's like, yeah, he knew that door was placed there for a reason.
Oh, TW Rose.
Got it again.
Dude,
you got to stay away from these wrestlers, man.
Y'all may not believe this, but I had to tell you that off there. They might be watching.
Look at all of it.
TW Rose fucked around and found out.
Yes, he did. Did you know there's a Twitter thing called "Fuck Around and Find Out"?
Look at that.
Show videos of people getting hurt.
1,
2, 3,
3,
4,
4, 5.
Okay.
So basically, Chance Prophet screwed himself when he did that.
By pinning somebody who with no ref.
Right.
Well, he pushed the ref in front of Ty.
It's his fault there was no ref.
Right, but at the same time, when I take a bit of umbrage when people are like, when somebody covers somebody and they start doing a count and they're like, oh, he would have been pinned at this point.
Whoops! Slip of a finger. Slip of a finger.
Because the thing is, sometimes you don't kick out until you hear that 2 count. So
Right.
now, if the ref had been counting 1, 2, Ty more than likely would have kicked out at that point.
Yeah.
There wasn't a ref counting. So because sometimes you can kick out at 1, but you want to take in those 2 extra breaths to give your body some more energy. And so you wait until that 2 count before you kick out.
Well, that's what they used to say about Flair, was that he would that the referee's counting would actually snap him out of whatever, if he'd been had his clock clean, and they would like, oh shit, I gotta move,
Right.
So,
And that's the thing is you hear that count and you know that you have to kick out. And until you hear it, you're just gonna, sometimes you're just gonna lay there. So when somebody is saying, oh, he had him for a 5 count, he would be the champion. And it's like, well, not necessarily. He might have, but then unless a ref is actually counting, you just never know for sure.
Yeah, and Ty, I know you like doing the big boot and the leg drop, because Hogan did it, but you're not as good at it because it never works. They always kick out. So,
well, Hogan had such big legs.
Yeah.
That it's that those two moves are just that much more devastating from somebody who's that tall and has such big legs. But
is this the night I had to things didn't go well after this? Bad memory.
Suplex.
Rick is gone again. He's going to dig because he's a wrestling hoarder.
He is, but I'm glad he's held on to all this stuff because we've been able to watch these classic shows the last.
Oh yeah, no, I'm glad he's a hoarder.
Yeah,
and
yeah, as if that barbed wire in the back wasn't bad enough, then you get a kick to just push you back into it even farther.
Yeah, you get the jolt to the chin and the neck, plus you get stuck in the back with barbed wire again. I am so glad I wanted to be an announcer. You guys, man, used to step up. Oh, wait a minute. Rose Tyson, flagrant interference. And now you're scared. You should be. Oh, come on.
Well, again, it's a hardcore match.
I know, but man, are you kidding me? Come on. This is like Ty Tyson when he was champion. Just, any kind of sleazy way to win a match.
There's nothing wrong with a sleazy way to win a match.
Again, especially in a hardcore match.
Yeah.
The whole match technically is sleazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm teasing more than anything, but
right.
So Ty Tyson holds on to the hardcore title, which with the paint job on that thing is like the Halloween championship, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think up next we got Justin Flash and Corey Etzel. Am I correct?
That's the main event?
Yeah, I think
it is.
Yeah, we've only got about 15 minutes left to go on the show.
Yeah, it'd have to be the main event.
Thanks for sticking with us tonight, fans.
Look at that look.
Ew! He got her bun bloody.
Yeah, drenched in blood. Here, honey, give me a hug.
We're Reggie having to deal with that splintered table.
I was going to say, yeah, he's on furniture removal duty, but a door isn't really considered furniture, is it?
I wouldn't think so. Probably the way we use it might be.
Used it as a table.
But then it becomes a table.
Yeah.
You could turn a door into a table, then it's furniture, but then it's no longer a door.
Yeah.
What would the door qualify as? Housewares? I don't know.
Yeah.
When I think housewares, I think about like spatulas and pots and stuff. There's our friend
Boney Magoo.
Hey, can we turn it up so we can hear this?
Yeah. Hang on a second.
See, because your ass
Maybe.
here tonight. It was supposed to be me, you, and Joe Harrison in a triple threat for that TV title. But you no-show. You decided you were going to show your ass here.
I can't. We can't hear. Is that just me that I can't hear it?
I can't either.
Y'all can't hear it?
No.
What about now?
Whenever I come and get you,
Yes.
I'm coming to get that TV belt. And you're going to be lucky if I don't put you in a casket too, for good. So Alex Bryant, shine her up real nice. Because whenever I see your ass again, she's coming home with me.
Right now,
All right.
but that's not going to happen.
Nope, and the bell is already...
So Mickey Fulp on this program, that is the second time he has threatened to commit murder. So I'm going to put you in a casket for real this time, Alex Bryant.
We have We have so many video confessions over the last 32 years.
I know, and there is no statute of limitations on murder, I don't believe. So
I don't think so. So luckily, nobody has died afterwards.
yeah, and Alex Bryant, although lost the TV title, is still alive and well. So, and we're grateful for that.
And still doing great at Ring Wars Carolina down in the Fayetteville area. Lumberton.
He is
Lumberton area.
fantastic. And talk about somebody with a physique. I mean, he is like a total package of looks and wrestling.
Yes.
He is
Yes,
fantastic.
he is.
He's got what now that kid's got what it takes to make he don't have the I don't know if it with Alex Bryan, I don't know if it would matter if he don't have the weight because he has the physique in the look.
Yep. Look at this though. Corey Etzel started this match off with a clothesline.
Oh.
Justin Flash has had no offense.
Well, just remember, he just got his ass handed to him.
Oh yeah.
What bothers me is somebody in that back filmed that and didn't do a damn thing about it.
Yeah. Well,
That's the age of cell phones.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
People will film a brutal beatdown in front of a Domino's and not do a thing about it because they're hoping to get clicks off of it.
Oh yeah, or people losing their mind over a damn chicken sandwich at Popeyes in 2019, which I am.
Yeah.
I am
You'll never
almost.
have a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
I have, and it's not bad,
No, they're
but
not
I've
bad.
had better.
Yeah, I have too.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah.
Not
Talking
bad.
about Corey leveling Flash with that clothesline, we've seen Corey Etzel finish people with that clothesline.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before.
Man, 3 insecurities in a row. And I mean,
Wow, and he just pie faced him into the mat when he came
Yeah.
off the second rope. Corey Etzel's one bad hombre, man. I'm tell you what.
he is.
Yeah.
And he is just, when his return, he came back as a mean son of a bitch. So
Yeah.
And got the beard to prove it.
he looks like Eagles Santa.
He Corey Etzel might have lost a lot of weight, but he didn't lose no toughness.
No, and he didn't lose any of his strength
Oh.
either.
No.
And that power bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry.
Again, I've said this before, since I came back and started doing commentary, Corey had made a couple of returns to the AIWF Mid Atlantic and wasn't very successful in those times. But this time, I could see that he wasn't very focused in those returns. But this time, he's just a whole new creature. He is focused. He's in shape, and he's just. But more importantly, he's just got that look in his eye, just that evil stare that just showing that he means business.
Well, and notice something right there too. Instead of going for the pin, he had Reggie give him a 10 count and count him out like a last man standing match.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys notice that? This isn't a last man standing match, is it?
It's not.
No, I don't think.
But
Look at that. The flat of the foot, man, just raking his face. That's vicious, man.
There's something personal here. There has to be something.
There has been for years with these two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've got a lot of footage of these two against each other.
Yeah.
They like I said one time before, I can't remember the date, but they was in Clayton, North Carolina at a show we filmed for the NCWA down there. And that show always has names on it, but these two just stole it.
Yeah, stole the
You know
show.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it's that thing of they came up around the same time, and I think there was always this rivalry between the two of them of who was the best pure technical wrestler, and I think it just went to Corey's head, and he has become obsessed with it, and the fact that Flash is the AIWF Mid Atlantic champion is kind of proof that he's the better wrestler right now, and so that's why Corey is doing this right now. He's a man on a mission.
Yeah.
Well, this is also a if you want to call it a feud that has spanned over the years and multiple organizations.
Mhm.
Pure
Yeah.
Pro, NCWA, AIWF. I mean, these two have faced each other all over the area, and it's just one of those rivalries that just stuck everywhere.
And they've never got over the bad blood. At least Corey hadn't. Flash may have moved on, but Corey clearly hadn't.
Yeah, it's like, it's like Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard, Flair and Steamboat. It's just which is one of those classic, we're just one of the chemistry and the level of competition, and skill between the two men is it just makes for such great entertaining matchups.
Well, and you talked about Flair and Steamboat and long running rivalries. They're best remembered for those trio of televised matches in 1989, but they had a blood feud in Crockett Promotions 10 years before that for the U.S. title that went for months and months. And then I think even Flair and Steamboat had a match at Boogie Jam 84 that went the hour time limit. So there was one of those that never went away. And you're looking at the same thing here with Flash, because the headbutt, 1, 2, no, Etzel gets away.
But something else too, from a promoter standpoint, these two have such good chemistry and good drawing power that promoters want to put them in the ring together.
And they should.
And that kept it going too. It ain't like they went somewhere and wrestled, didn't went their separate ways. Promoters kept drawing them back together.
Yeah. Yeah, because
if they're going to keep putting matches on like this, and why wouldn't you keep putting them up against each other?
And Corey Etzel looks like he's getting ready to hit him.
It's like this is kind of what sets them apart from other wrestlers. Like at the beginning of this match, they all hit things that most people use as finishers to finish match and couldn't even finish each other.
Yeah. Right. Oh. I tell you what, Corey, talk about Corey Etzel being a tough bastard. So is Justin Flash. He's proven it again in this match. I mean, anybody that's followed his career knows that. I mean, but sometimes, he's all Mr. Nice Guy with the fans, family guy, brings his kid with him to his matches and stuff like that. You forget what a tough bastard he is.
And technical.
Yeah.
He's so technical. He put together IKEA furniture.
Yeah, that is impressive. And excuse the people if you heard my children scream. It's because one of them spilled milk.
Are they watching Hee Haw reruns? I got it real excited.
Yeah, that's what it is. Y'all watching Hee Haw reruns?
The best part is that they got upset over spilt milk.
At least they didn't cry over it. That's just...
Hey, that's okay. I got a Shorky trying to eat a cat in the next room. So,
what the hell is a Shorky?
It's a Shih Tzu Yorkshire Terrier mix.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it does. It's like one of that. So that's going to be one of those kind of little yippy dogs.
She's not so bad.
Okay, good.
The little black wire-haired crazy. I got a psycho dog that has got, I don't know what the hell it's got in it, but that freaking thing is insane.
Uh-oh. Looks like Corey Etzel fucked up.
Oh man, what a power.
He wanted to hook both legs, 2, 3. I think he got him.
Did you get him?
I think so.
Well, the crowd seems to be excited.
Yeah. See, that was smart. He got him instead of he did the powerbomb, sunset powerbomb, but instead of trying to cover him like that, he had the presence of mind to jump on top and hook both legs to get all the leverage he could. And I think that made the difference. What do you think, Brian?
Brian's had to step away from him.
Well, the kids powerbombed the other one through the kitchen table.
Possibly.
Now, when Corey Etzel came on this program right after Fright Night happened, he was in possession of the Mid Atlantic Championship belt, which I believe he's still in possession of. And I think we're going to see right here as we wind down and the crowd leaves is Justin Flash and how he lost possession of that championship. He's giving Corey Etzel a hard look. And, Justin Flash, the ultimate sportsman, probably wants to bury the hatchet and shake his hand.
You can't do that. You can't bury a hatchet like that.
Well,
Look
if
at that
it's these
fancy.
two,
Look at that.
if it's these two, Flash could just be taunting him with, "Look what I just beat you. You know, look what I retained."
Could be. And Flash.
And I think though, for me, I mean,
Oh,
Flash don't want to shake his
Oh.
hand. Look. Flash is like, no.
I mean, I could see why he would be wary, but at the same time, I could see why after that match, I could see why he would think that he would that he
you
would.
don't want to. You don't feed a grizzly bear.
Well, but
No,
I mean, I
not
can
even.
see why he begrudgingly wants to show respect to his opponent because it was such a good match. But then,
Was that another nut shot?
Yeah, Reagan, it didn't hurt. He's
Yeah,
all
I
right.
shouldn't have took him down.
Why ain't he getting back up?
Allegedly.
But Brian's right. Like you, usually at the end of matches like that, you do see the opponents, showing each other some respect.
right? You want that when you see the man who you beat, and he's mad that he lost, but he's saying to you, he's saying to you, you were the better man tonight. I want to shake your hand and congratulate you on your win. And it's hard, especially when it's such a hard fought match. It's hard to turn that down.
And especially when you're Justin Flash, he's like the ultimate good guy. You know what I'm saying?
You should know better to not. Corey also just beat his ass in the background. This was Justin. This right here is all on Justin Flash. This right here is all on Justin Flash.
I wouldn't say it's all on him. I would say that maybe he should have known better, but at the same time, you want to, after a matchup like that, you want to think the best of your opponent, and you want to think that he's showing you respect after that kind of matchup. But yeah, Corey Etzel's not that kind of competitor.
Nope, I ain't the one. All right, so let's know it's been a marathon show tonight. I hope you folks have enjoyed it.
We didn't even talk about the Iron Claw or anything.
Iron Claw. Oh, I hadn't seen it yet.
I refuse.
Yeah.
I know that story. I do not want to see that story played out for dramatic effect.
Yeah, I think I'll wait till it comes out on Max or Peacock or something and watch it there. But like the one I want to see that's in the theater is that cartoon movie about those birds.
Angry Birds?
No, Migration, I think it's called. But yeah, that's the only thing.
Documentary?
No, it's a cartoon. It's by whatever the Universal Studios.
Perplexed.
Because he is perplexed.
Why do you want to watch a cartoon documentary about birds migrating?
It's not a documentary.
It's not a documentary. It's not a documentary.
God, you're such a boomer.
That's fiction. Yeah.
Like March of the Penguins.
Yeah.
That was a documentary.
Yeah.
About birds migrating.
Oh my God.
Kind of. Well, yeah, you can tell everybody's tired here because the quality of the jokes has certainly gone off a cliff. But we had
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, the one thing I've heard people complain about with Iron Claw is Ric Flair, the person who played Ric Flair. They said it seemed like he had never even watched a Ric Flair promo. And then I saw Ric Flair interviewed, and he said that the guy never even reached out to him or anything to about anything. So I thought that was interesting.
Well,
clearly that guy's
my
not a
problem
method
with
actor.
Iron Claw is the horrible wigs.
Well, it's a
It
period
looks like
piece.
70s hair.
Yeah, it's a period piece. And if you remember what Kevin Von Erich's real hair looked like,
It was even worse.
yeah.
But anyway, this is how I watched last thing. So I'm not gonna watch the movie because I know the story, but I have been watching snippets of the Dark Side of the Ring on TikTok because I have really bad anxiety. So I can watch stuff like that and like real quick things. So
Hey, Brian, the Abdullah video, Dark Side of the Ring is really good.
I believe it.
Not him giving people hepatitis C.
Well, And it's controversy. I believe he did it, but I don't understand why he only gave it to one person.
It is interesting.
Out of all those years.
Was he at WrestleCade?
My favorite
Is he
was
still live?
Yeah.
yeah, he's
he
still
was
with
at
us.
WrestleCade and looked pretty good
Yeah.
considering. Because I was like, he's one of those ones I'm always like, oh, he's not dead. There's one other person, Tony Atlas. See the other one? I'm always like, he's not dead.
I think Tony Atlas is in that show. That episode.
He is. Tony Atlas is in a bunch of the Dark Side of the Rings,
So I
especially.
just watched it in snippets so I can handle it.
The Abdullah one is it's good, and it's good because I know him. You know, we know him, and it's always interesting when they do one on somebody we've worked with.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to see one that'll curl your hair, go back to season 1 and look up the murder of Bruiser Brody. That is fucked up. If you do not know that story, that is fucked up.
And was it Dino Bravo?
Yeah, Dino Bravo. Yeah, he got mixed up with the wrong type of character.
You know what?
Cigarette Mafia.
That is what is interesting about that Dark Side of the Ring about the Von Erichs is Kevin tells the story of Bruiser Brody finding David in Japan, and that's really interesting story.
What episode is that? I missed that.
I don't know. I said I watched it in TikTok increments, like I watch Game of Thrones. So I watch Game of Thrones too without freaking out. I watch it in 1 to 2 minute increments.
It's first or second season, I think.
Oh, okay. I got you now. Yeah.
The best one.
I missed it this year. I've watched them all, so that was just far enough back I forgot about it.
Yeah, the first and second seasons were great, but after that, I think the show started going downhill, and it's like they were looking for stuff to be negative. And I kind of understand why Tony Schiavone didn't want to do the show, because he thought it put the business in a bad light.
Didn't JR say the same thing now that he won't ever?
Yeah, he's not going to do them anymore. Yeah, well, Vice is about to go out of business anyway.
Because they also do. I don't know if it's the same people. They do Dark Side of the Comedy World.
Yeah, Dark Side of Comedy.
I've also watched some
Dark Side of the 90s or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got off on a tangent when it's here late. They still have to go to work tomorrow.
I'm just pissed off that you still have to pay to watch Tales from the Territories.
I don't even know what
you have to pay for that.
I haven't been able to find them nowhere where I didn't have to pay for them. If you can find it, let me know. I got to watch one of them. No, I got to watch two. I watched the one about Memphis and the one about Florida. And it's like after that, they try to make me pay for all of them on YouTube.
I can help you out with that.
Thank you.
Do you have Vice on your cable system?
I do not.
You don't? You got Spectrum though, right?
Yeah, but I pay more for internet than I do anything else.
Shit. I was going to say, if you
I do everything through Roku.
Apparently it's on Hulu. It says it's with a premium subscription on Hulu.
Yeah, I don't pay for the good stuff on Hulu.
So I was going to say, why don't you, because say I had Vice on my cable and didn't know it because I couldn't find the channel. And so what I did is I downloaded the app to Roku, the Vice app, and then it gives you instructions, sign in with my TV provider. And then you put your login and password to your Spectrum account in there. And if you've got Vice on your cable, it'll let you in. You can watch all you want.
I will try that.
Yeah,
probably shortly.
We forgot to talk about the beginning of season 32, but it's pretty late, so people probably.
Yeah, we can do that on a future episode because technically we've got still a couple months.
Yeah. So look for the live events to return in March, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to do our best to keep you entertained best we can throughout the coming months. And I don't know when it's the holidays are over, so we'll probably head back to our regular Sunday night schedule before long. So anyway, anybody else got any final thoughts before we jump off here? I'm tired.
I'm tired too.
Allegedly, I don't.
All right, allegedly done.
I'm gonna have. I have an idea. I think I need to sit down with Rick and teach him vocabulary.
You need to give me a new word before we start the show every week.
I do. I need to give you a new word
and just see where I go with it.
It can be like Pee-wee's Playhouse. Like when you say that word correctly, we do something.
No. I'm afraid that'll chase off what few subscribers we've got. So I'm joking, man. Oh, speaking of subscribers,
you'd be amazed how many people watch this show for me. And if you do, let Matt know.
Well, I know that because the numbers have went up since you started being a regular person on here. So, I mean, you ain't got to convince me of that. But also thank you for all our YouTube subscribers. We are almost to 1,100. And for an independent our size, that is just fucking fantastic. So thank you for your likes, your shares, your ringing the bell, subscribing, all that kind of stuff. Because we are proud to say we spent no money on outside advertising. This channel has grown just by you, the wrestling
organically.
fans. Yes. And so we are proud of that. We try not to lie about attendance numbers or any of our numbers as far as views or anything like that. You can go see all of it on a public forum and see exactly, what our numbers are. And we're proud of every freaking one of you subscribers. So thank you. And tell your friends about us, man.
And also, if you have a word you'd like for Reagan to give me to see how I use it every week, just send it to Reagan Danzig on Facebook.
Yeah, and put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually read the comments. I don't respond to them a lot of times because some people out there are smart asses. But I still appreciate
allegedly.
Them. So no, they're smart asses. There's no doubt about it.
They really are.
They're certified.
Certified smart asses.
And if one of you smart asses actually wants to do me a favor, put a comment in the thing and say, under this video and say, Matt, it's best to tell people to like and subscribe at the beginning of the video, not the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can wait for it. Oh my God, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Hey, if they're here at the end, they care.
Yeah.
It's been a long marathon.
But also, if they're here at the end, they probably already liked and subscribed.
Either that or they fell asleep. So, but I'll take the hits either way. So if you use this to go to sleep at night, we're glad we can help.
Sleep with us. Yeah. I mean, sleep with the.
I'm a happily married man. I ain't sleeping with nobody.
Sleep with the playback.
A bunch of ring rats.
Oh, Lord. All right, we're getting out of here now. All right, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again next week. And until next time, so long for now.